And we are live. We're back with another one, and this time it's match week 13 of the 2021-22 English Premier League, and it's a roundup. With 13 weeks done, we're heading fast into week 14. We got week 15 coming up just on the horizon. That's next weekend. We got a very, very, very busy match week. Well, very, very, very busy week of fixtures, I should say. And, I'm dressed and ready for that, you know what I'm saying? In my gear, my hunting gear. I'm ready to hunt down anything moving. So, guys, your boy Dom back in the house. Excited about this, of course. Had a long day, had to go to work. Came home, took a nap. Well rested and ready to go. Let us talk Premier League. Big up to the obvious girl for becoming a member. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. And if there's anybody out there who's not a member and you're watching this right now, please consider becoming a member. Memberships help to support your creator, your favorite creators. Who else we got in the house here? We got Jersey Boy. We got Palomo. Junius Makaye. Monameli. Big up to the boy Mike. How you doing, Mike? Nice to see you in here, Mike. I know it's a bit late in your parts, but always nice to catch up with you, bro. See what I'm saying? Mona Mele saying, yo, so happy Chelsea dropped 2 points. Listen, man, they're lucky they didn't drop all 3. You see what I'm saying? Guys, if you're in here right now and you haven't yet smashed the thumbs up button, make sure you do so. I'm pretty sure there's about 12 of y'all. We got 13 likes in here that have not liked the video. Come on, smash it up. Let's get to 25 thumbs up. If you're watching a replay, don't forget you can skip around to your favorite games. Timestamps in the description box. Chapter markers up ahead. Or just down below me, I should say. Just down below me, if you know how to navigate that. So, we got Jordan Brown in here. Joseph Varghese, great to see down. Finally, they drop points. You never walk alone. I know the Liverpool fans ecstatic about the result. City fans ecstatic about the result. And Man United fans, I think they ecstatic too. Because I thought they were going to drop all 3 points, but they got a point, man. They got a point. And we'll talk about that game pretty soon, though. We will. Big up to El Don Chicken Man in the house. Nice to see all the regulars back, and we about to get down. Rachel in the house. Oh, man, nice to see you in here, Rachel, of course. Always nice to see you around here. Big Liverpool fan, Rachel. So, look, what we're going to be doing, we're going to get into the fixtures right now. So, I'm going to just shift here, and you guys could see the latest Premier League. Jorginho's penalty rescues a point for leaders Chelsea. Blues frustrated by Michael Carrick's side as Jadon Sancho scores first Premier League goal. But we won't be talking about that game right away. So let's get into the fixtures. But the game that I want to start with is the game that actually did not play. And that's the game between Burnley and Spurs. So we click here. We ain't got nothing from the Premier League to show about that game. I thought they would have had some quick view. Yeah, we got recent fixtures and things like that from the Premier League. You know, that is something we got to look at there. The Burnley's fixtures are loading. Site is acting up. But just to touch on these teams and where they're at in the table and all these, this good stuff. We just because the game didn't play, we're not just going to ignore the 2 teams. You see what I mean? So, Burnley versus Spurs postponed an hour before play because of heavy snowfall. There was a lot of snow, man, in the greater Manchester area. There's a lot of snow in the Leicester game, the Leicester-Watford game as well. And those are the 2 games that I tuned into at that time. A lot of snow, man. A lot of snow. The City game, a lot of snow in the first half, but the second half, there wasn't any. And the Leicester game, not a lot of snow. It was coming down, pretty steadily in the first half. But in the second half, oh, man, the visibility was very low. It was like a weird game of football, I'm telling you. But it's nice to see the players actually playing in different conditions. You see what I mean? So, don't know why this thing is taking forever to load. I don't know why there's no match there. But we'll just leave it here for now as we talk Burnley and Tottenham Hotspur. Well, Tottenham, no, not hot. Definitely not hot. Pardon me there, guys. Pardon me. But I did predict a win for Tottenham, by the way. And let me just find my prediction for this game. I predicted Tottenham, all right. I predicted a 3-1 win for Spurs. 3-1. And Burnley would actually have more time to prepare for this game. So that's a good thing. For Burnley, they're currently 18th in the table. 9 points. Level on points with Norwich City with a game in hand. So they would need to actually start picking up points. 3 points. They do have 6 draws, which isn't bad at all, but they need those wins under their belt to really, really kickstart their 2021-22 campaign. And as for Burnley, their next game will be... Next game coming up for Burnley, that would be Wednesday against Wolves, away to Wolves. So the game between them and Spurs postponed, and they will play Wolves on Wednesday, which means that they have more days to rest, more days to prep, and they won't have any excuse, you know, for not getting something out of that game. And then on the weekend, on Saturday, they play Newcastle. Wolves have been playing well. They could get something, but Newcastle is struggling, and now is the time to actually take advantage of Newcastle. They say don't beat a man when he's down, but listen, you gotta beat them when they're down, or else, you know what I mean, you suffer. So in terms of Tottenham actually doing pretty well, you know. They did fire their manager Nuno. Don't know why they did. I think they pulled the trigger a bit too early. But maybe they had buyer's remorse. You know, you go to the store, you buy something, and you're like, nah, man, I really regret it. You return it, or you just throw it away or give it away. That's basically what Tottenham did to Nuno. They threw him away. They said, nah, we don't need you. You're not working the way I thought you work. Bye. They brought in Antonio Conte before Man United could actually snatch him up, which was a pretty funny story if you ask me. But everything works out, you know what I mean, the way I think it's supposed to work out, because Man United would go on to get Ralph Rangnick, who has done great things for the Red Bull franchise, right? But that's for another topic. But Tottenham, 19 points, 12 matches. They're 7th. They're 1 point ahead of the aforementioned Manchester United. And as I said in one of my videos recently, I use United as a benchmark to whether you're doing well or you're not doing well, because after all, they're the most successful team in the English game, right? So you got to use them, and they haven't been doing well. And if you're doing a lot better than they are, well, you could say, hey, man, at least we're not Man United. So Tottenham, 7th, 19 points after 12 matches with 6 wins, a draw, and 5 losses. I think that's way too many losses so far, and they did pick up a loss against Mura in the Europa Conference League on Thursday. So maybe everything happens for a reason, man. Maybe they would have lost against Burnley, and they get to prep again for that game after demoralizing loss to Slovenian champions, a team that was actually formed in 2012. Mura is actually 9 years old, and Tottenham actually got outplayed by Mura. I think Tottenham can't want the Europa Conference League, right? A trophy that I think they could win, they don't want it. They really don't want it. So they would actually have to fight for that place in the round of 16 preliminary in the Europa Conference League, with a team coming down from the Europa League. So it's not all nice and rosy for them in their group in the Conference League at all. But their next game will be a London derby against a resurgent Brentford. And then they have Norwich. They got Brighton, Leicester. They got some nice games coming up before testing mid-December against Liverpool, West Ham in the cup there, and a few other, tricky matches. So that'll do it for Tottenham, not Brentford, Tottenham, Burnley. Tottenham, Burnley. All right, big up to the boy Thriller. How are you doing, man? How are you doing? Michael is saying, man, people complaining about snow. It was minus 7 degrees Celsius here in Finland. God damn. Well, look, it could be minus 7 wherever it want to be, as long as I'm inside, underneath my covers, in the couch, watching something nice on the TV. I'm okay, you know what I mean? Drinking something strong or hot. You feel me? So it doesn't matter how cold it is outside as long as I'm not in it. You feel me? So Eddie Hamad is saying, United not good at all. They lucky they got a point. They got 1 point. And they have the most expensive and the most equality players in the world. Yeah, maybe quality players in the world, you want to say. So, yeah. Big up to my boy Thriller again, man. Nice to see you around these parts as usual. Do appreciate you coming in. And always nice to see you. So, look. We go back to the results section. And we're going to move right on. Let's talk about a game that I just saw the highlights for. Brentford 1, Everton 0. So, guys, I actually predicted a Brentford win. And my prediction for this game was actually, let me make sure I get my prediction here. I predicted a 2-0 win for Brentford, a home win. And they haven't been doing well at home, I have to say. They really haven't. So this would come as at a good time for the London club, newly promoted Brentford, because look, new stadium, you gotta start picking up wins. Really gotta start picking up wins. And I think that's actually their first win at home in the league this season, Yeah, actually it is their first win. They have been doing well on the road, but at home, they have been losing in the Premier League. They did defeat Oldham in the EFL Cup 7-0 at home, but they drew at Liverpool 3-3, but the other results haven't really gone their way at all at the Brentford Community Stadium. So, first home goal for Ivan Toney and first home win in the Premier League this season for Brentford. Look, this game was playing at the same time as the City West Ham and a few other games, man. I can't quite remember the Watford Leicester game, and another game was playing as well. And yeah, I think it was only those two games, and the other one got postponed. But I couldn't tune into this game, so yeah, it wasn't the most exciting game, I have to say. But I do have a few notes that I want to share. There was a full Premier League debut for Charlie Good. Oh, Charlie be good tonight, yeah. You know that song, right? Johnny Be Good. This time it's Charlie Be Good. And it was 100th start in Brentford's colors for Ethan Pinnock. Alvaro Fernandez, as you guys know, is the replacement keeper for the injured David Raya. And I think he did pretty good on the day. Stopped the shot from Iwobi, a good chance by Randon, and a few more other very good chances created by Everton. So Ivan Toney with the only goal of the game in the 24th minute from the penalty spot. It was a corner for Brentford. Pickford punched. And Townsend kicked Frank Onyeka in the face. The referee didn't call the penalty initially. He allowed play to go on because he didn't deem it a penalty. But advice from VAR had to overturn the initial decision. Ivan Toney stepped up to dispatch his first home goal this season. A well-needed win for Brentford. They were really struggling, man. They did pick up a draw in their last game, a 3-3 thriller against Newcastle United, but they lost to Norwich recently. They lost to Burnley. Teams that they thought that they would have actually defeated, right? After the start they got this season. They did lose to Leicester as well and did lose to Chelsea on that run. Great results against Liverpool and West Ham, But the following 4 Premier League games, horrible, 4 losses. I was even saying Thomas Frank could be under some pressure, getting the sack. People say, nah, Thomas Frank won't get the sack. I thought that Daniel Farke won't get the sack. But guess what? Daniel Farke is no longer the manager of Norwich, right? So, listen, no manager is immune, man. Listen, unless you're Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola right now and Sean Dyche, I don't think any other manager is immune to the sack. Look at Ole. We thought that Ole was a vampire here when it comes to, getting sacked. But, nah. He got the sack. And this is the season where managers have got sacked the most. What? We got 6 already, I think. So that's 6 brand new managers, including Dean Smith, of course, who switched clubs. There could be more. I think Ranieri got to watch himself because he could get the sack. Ranieri definitely got to be careful. And Rafa Benitez, man, he got a Merseyside derby coming up against his old club, Liverpool. He better get something out of the game. And just to, segue right back into the Brentford-Everton game, it was nice to see Abdoulaye Doucouré back after, injury. But Everton are really struggling right now in terms of their squad, though. No Dominic Calvert-Lewin for some time. Richarlison got suspended. And Damari Gray, he was on the bench, wasn't fit enough to start. So they've really been struggling in terms of just getting a squad consistently fit. Yerry Mina as well comes to mind. So they've really struggled after a great start to the season, I gotta say. Things were looking good for Rafa, but now it's been very, very horrible, man. We're talking about 1-0 loss to Brentford, 3-0 loss to City. And 0-0 against Tottenham was pretty good, and it came at the right time. It came, to just stop the bleeding a bit. They did lose 2-1 to Wolves, 5-2 to Watford, 1-0 to I keep saying Everton, West Ham. They did pick up a point against United, and it's been a horrible, let's say, last 7 games. Last 7 games, 2 draws and 5 losses. 2 out of a possible 21 points is calling for a sack in here. The board is saying, hey man, in the group chat, we might have to sack this guy, man. We might have to sack this guy because guess what, man? Things are not looking good. Liverpool next. Remember what happened in this fixture last season when Virgil van Dijk got injured. Liverpool fans will be hoping nothing like that happen again. Then they have a very informed Arsenal and a very good Crystal Palace and Chelsea. Then Leicester. Listen, man, the next 5 games for Everton, it's really tough. It is really tough. And we could see a situation here where Rafa Benitez gets the sack. We could see a situation here, let me talk to you, where Rafa Benitez gets the sack before the new year. Before the new year. You know what? I'm going to go as far, listen, it's going to be a bold call. It's going to be a bold call, but I really don't think, when you check the standings right now, Everton are 14th with 15 points, right? 14th and 15 points. No wins in their last 7. No wins in their last 7. Stay with me. And you got to play Liverpool, Arsenal, Palace, Chelsea, Leicester, a tricky Burnley up until Boxing Day. Listen, Rafa is a goner. He's a goner. He'll be lucky if he get 2 points from the next 6 games. He'll be lucky. He'll be lucky. And 4 points out of a possible 39, you're getting sacked. You're getting sacked. Doesn't matter who you are, you're getting sacked. You're getting sacked. Rafa Benitez will be the next manager sacked in the league. According to my crystal ball. Yeah, he's going to get the sack, though. Definitely. Definitely getting the sack. I don't want to see it, to be honest, because I want to see the quality managers in the league. You know, Antonio Conte, you have Rafa Benitez, now Steven Gerrard's looking good, Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp. Am I forgetting any names? You have Ralph Ragnick coming in. You have Eddie Howe. You have Graham Potter. Who else, man? You got Ranieri, David Moyes. Oh, man. Listen, quality managers in the league right now. Thomas Tuchel. You know, how could I forget to mention TT? You see what I'm saying? Rafa Benitez is getting a sack, but that's a good win for Brentford, I got to say. I think their goalkeeper, Alvaro Fernandez, stepped up. It took some games for him to actually step up, but he pulled off some big saves on the day. Pickford did, you know, his thing as well, but wasn't enough to prevent that penalty and stop Brentford from getting all 3 points. So hard luck to Everton, man. They're going through a very, very bad patch right now. And listen, I wouldn't want it to be my team, and you won't want it to be your team either. So it's better that it's Everton. Their next game will be this Wednesday against Liverpool, and we'll be back tomorrow to actually do the preview for these matches. So I'll give you more insight on those games. So for Brentford, they're 12th. First win in a while, as I mentioned. They go up to 16 points. They only need 24 more to survive, and they have 25 games to do so. 25 games, 24 points. Come on, you bees. You could do it. I'm predicting you to stay up, but you give us a scare there in the last 5 games or so. Their next game will be against Tottenham this Thursday. Please, I beg you, please, please, do your thing against Tottenham. And they have Leeds on Sunday. Talk about those more in the future. So big up to everybody in the house, man. Mike, they've had so many injuries, Everton, but Dominic Calvert-Lewin is the key for Everton because Rondon is trash. Yeah, Rondon, I feel bad for him, man. You know what I'm saying? He's already have to deal with the whole situation that he's from Venezuela and they don't do very well internationally. And he went to China, made a little bit of money, and he's done well. He's done well on the Rafa at Newcastle, but just not working out, man. No goals yet in the Premier League and just not working out for him at all. Big up to Adnan. How are you doing? Ivan LFC, man. Thank you for staying a member of the channel. Do appreciate that. Big up to Luman, you as well. Well, Pickford might go for Virgil van Dijk again. Come on, don't say things like that, man. You know what I mean? Don't say that, man. That's not nice. That is not nice, you know. We want to say Big Verge at the World Cup for the Dutch, you know what I'm saying? And we don't want Liverpool fans to actually come up with excuses if they don't win the title. It's because Virgil van Dijk got injured. You see what I'm saying? No, man. Let them have their fit squad and let's all fight. Let's scrap it out for the title. Don't be bad-minded, bro. All right? So who else we got in here? Big up to Steve. Steve, please, bro, behave yourself. That's all I'm asking for, bro. That's all I'm asking for. You feel me? Don't make me have to hit up Mama Steve and tell her what you've been like in the community, you know. She won't be very proud of you. Victor Ojomo, how are you feeling? Nice to see you in here. Mr. Macia as well, how are you? Mike says Everton are in the mud. Those injuries are costing them big time. What else we got here? Thriller, Dom looks like he went out in the wilderness to cut his own real-life Christmas tree. I like that. Guys, if you haven't yet liked the video, make sure you do so. We need one more thumbs up to get to 25. And we also got a dislike. Appreciate the person who disliked this. You know what I mean? I hope you have a really good Christmas period. David says, I swear Brentford beat Arsenal at home in the Premier League. Yeah, they did. That was early on. That was match day 1, I think. They've done well. They've done pretty well. So what else we got, man? What else we got? Adnan is saying having car trouble, so I couldn't go on my date tonight. Oh, man. Bro. Oh, man. You know what? That's a sign, bro. You need a new car. You need a new car. And it would actually help you to get a new girl. Get a new car, bro. I'm telling you, go into that expense. Get it. Get a new car, bro. Get yourself something nice, bro. You see what I'm saying? Make sure you work to pay for that car. Trust me, there's jobs out there, bro. Go flip some burgers at McDonald's if you can't find another job or something. You know, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. I always be telling people these days, like, look, if I end up getting a good bit of money in my pocket, like a couple $100,000 in my pocket, I might just go and work at McDonald's. No hard decisions to make. Just in the back room flipping some burgers, doing my shift. They don't pay too badly. They have a lot of incentives. You see what I'm saying? And just do my thing and then go home. I don't have to go and work as a mechanic and bust my brain. I've done that many years already. You see what I'm saying? I'm established already. I work McDonald's, quit when I feel like it, you know what I'm saying, and go on a vacation and then don't. That's what I want to do. I don't want to work hard for the rest of my life doing double shifts and all of that. So, look, we're going to keep it moving, guys. Appreciate everybody who tuned in. We talked about Burnley Spurs. That one is postponed because of heavy snowfall, but we had to touch on it a little. Brentford Everton out of the way. Well done to Brentford. So, the next game that we're going to talk about, guys, let us talk. Let us move on to the game between Brighton and Leeds. We don't have any goals to talk about from this game, so we'll just be referring from my notes to touch on a few things that happened throughout the game. Robert Sanchez given the king of the match. He was indeed very, very good on the day, and he deserves it. Look, Brighton, I think, were the better team here. I think Leeds were actually lucky to walk away with 1 point here. Because Brighton, oh man, they were all, it seems like we're getting that old Brighton back. They were all over Leeds United, though. Really over Leeds United. So, kind of surprised they didn't end up getting a goal. But you gotta blame Neil Maupay, man. One of the most disgusting players in the league. Had a few great opportunities to score. A point-blank range opportunity to score and didn't. So, Robert Sanchez, the aforementioned Sanchez, back in the team. Neil Maupay also back. He has a very good record against Leeds. Should have scored, as I mentioned. Didn't. Lallana did drop to the bench as Brighton made 3 changes for this game. Leeds also made 3 changes. Rafinha back, Rodrigo back, and Junior Firpo back from injury starting. 8th minute, Neil Maupay with that chance. Wow. Wow. But I got to give it to Tariq Lamptey, though. He caused havoc down the right-hand side there for Leeds United. I'm telling you, this guy is something else, man. And if he continues playing like this, he'll be in the reckoning for a place in the England national team. And if he can't get into the England national team, I don't know where his parents are from or what his background is originally. But I'm telling you, if he can't get in, he would try to play for Canada or something, bro. You see what I'm saying? Play for Canada. I don't know if you have Canadian in you, but just play for Canada. They're a progressive national team. Because it's going to be hard to get into the England national team, though. But, okay. He's Ghanaian. All right, I just looked it up. Just checked transfer marked. I see the Ghanaian flag there. Yeah, he might just have to end up and play for Ghana, man, because it ain't happening, bro. Yeah, you're not going to get into the England team right now. Play for Ghana. So Ghana could have a potential right back there because this guy, 21 years old, he picked up a horrible injury late last year. He started buzzing in the league, got injured, and he's back again. He's back again tormenting freaking left wingers and left backs. Kid is nice, man, I'm telling you. Cucurella is also another, oh man. He's recently come out and say he want to go back and play for Barcelona, but Cucurella, bro, I think you should stay there and try to help Brighton get up to play European football in the future, man. Because Barcelona obviously don't want you. You see what I'm saying? If you check Mark Cucurella's transfer history, right, guys? He was actually at Barcelona B. He's came through the La Masia Academy and everything. Then he was loaned to Eibar, came back to Barcelona. Eibar paid $2 million for him. And then it was just weird that it was a weird deal. Like Eibar paid $2 million for him. I don't know. Some fishy things happened, right? Some fishy things be happening. It says that the loan fee was the transfer fee was $2 million, and then he went back to Barcelona for $4 million. So what's going on there? And that's within days. 15 days later, the transfer registered back to Barcelona, right? And then 2 days later, he was loaned out to Getafe, and then he was actually sold to Getafe for 11 mil the next year. And then give him a next year at Getafe, he moved to Brighton for 18 million euros. It's just a weird transfer history here for Marc Cucurella, but he's good, man. He's good. You hear him saying he wants to play for Barcelona. I won't be surprised if Man City goes in for a player like him, because we do need a left back or left wing back, whatever, you know what I mean? Good play as a left back, but we do need a left-sided defensive player. Cancelo could be good. Cancelo is good enough. It's been working out with Cancelo. We'll just transform him into a left back. You know those things in FIFA that you use to change a left back to a right back? Yeah, we'll just do that. We'll just do that. So, look, bright game for Brighton. Oh, man, bright game for Brighton, right? Good start. 20th minute, Trossard did hit the post. Melier got a fingertip onto it. Melier has been very good, you know. Let's just give it to him. He has been very good, silently one of the best goalkeepers in the league, and he definitely have a bright future ahead of him. Obviously, the game finished 0-0, but it was a dominant first half by Brighton and Hove Albion. Solly March came off the bench. He got a good opportunity, saved by Melier again. And late in the game, Tyler Roberts for Leeds had a few good opportunities. A shot saved after a Brighton mistake at the back, and then Tyler Roberts' deflected shot hit the post. I was actually talking about this yesterday. I was doing a little review of the Saturday games while this game was playing in the background, and I did react to when this ball hit the post as well. So the second half was a lot more open than the first. Both teams had opportunities. The first half was Brighton's, but Leeds did fight back well in the second. So Solly March did hit the post again. And, well, he didn't hit the post, but he came close earlier. But he hit the post in the 88th minute. And I made a note that Ilian Melier had a great game, and so did Robert Sanchez, who was the king of the game, the king of the match there. So just to note, no wins in 8 Premier League matches for Brighton and Hove Albion. They're actually creeping back to be that old Brighton from last season, because they started the season out really, really well. We know that. We know that. You guys want a quick peek at the Premier League table right now? Let's take a quick look at the Premier League table, right? You could see Brighton, they're 9th. They got 18 points. They only need 22 more points to survive, which is actually great. 25 matches, 22 points. Brighton, you could say they're safe, but, you know, anything could happen, though. Anything could happen. Those 25 games could go by very fast, like those last 8 games, and you don't pick up a lot of points, right? 8 games without a win, which means that's, listen, it's a whole lot of draws like last season and a few losses sprinkled in there. But they got to start winning football games again, man, and that's the problem with Brighton. They do not take their chances when the chances present themselves, and that's been the criticism of Brighton. They need a clinical striker up top. I know they have Welbeck, but he's been dealing with some injury problems. Maupay is not clinical enough. He's really, I think Brighton needs an upgrade from Neil Maupay. They paid a lot of money for him from Brentford a few seasons ago, but we know he scores goals, but he could have doubled his goal haul since he came to the Premier League. I'm telling you, this guy could be very good at times, and for a stretch of a games, he could be very bad, like this game against Leeds United, man. So Brighton, respectable position. I don't think they would have expected to be 9th in the league after 13 games. You see what I mean? But you know that Graham Potter works that magic. You know what I'm saying? And for Leeds, though, they're on the other end of the table. They are struggling big time for wins this season. They look like a disjointed bunch. They're struggling with injuries as well. And they're having that second season back in the Premier League syndrome. 12 points after 13 matches, only 2 wins, is not the Leeds United that we saw last season whatsoever. They would need to step it up. They would need to get into higher gear very, very soon. It's not going to get easier for them at all. So for Brighton, their next game is against West Ham United. They're traveling to London. Then they got Southampton, Tottenham, then Wolves. Yeah, good bit of fixtures. Manageable, but it could, you know, same thing could continue here. So for Leeds United, are things going to get easier for Leeds? They do play Crystal Palace on Tuesday. They have Brentford. Very winnable games. And I say this. They must win these 2 games. I'm going to put it that way. They got to win these 2 games because guess what? After those 2 games, they got Chelsea, Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Aston Villa all the way up to December 28th. And those are not the teams you really want to be playing right about now. Especially Chelsea, City, and Liverpool. You don't want to be playing these. You don't. Look, if you could avoid playing these teams altogether, you'll just say, hey, man, we'll just take the losses right now and we'll skip those matches. Nah, you want to go in and try to get something because, you know, you can get something. But I'm telling you, those are the informed teams right now. You would want to avoid those teams. So that'll do it for that game, guys. 0-0, Brighton, Leeds United. You never thought that I'll have so much to say about a scoreless game, right? But yeah, guys, we give every single fixture the attention that it deserves. Big up to everybody in the chat right about now. Make sure you smash the thumbs up button. We need 11 more likes to get up to 50. We appreciate everybody in here right about now. Mr. Yoshi is saying that Leeds are doomed. It's not yet doomed, but they're in a lot of trouble, man. They're in a lot of trouble. So Monomeli says, not gonna lie, I'm worried about United being managed and under Rangnick. They might build something dangerous. I'll talk about that a little bit more when we get to Manchester United, and I'll give you a very unique take on the whole Ralph Rangnick situation. But we're not going to talk about that game yet because, you know, that's a big game and we're going to leave it towards the back end. So, big up to Donovan in the house. How are you? Did I miss Tottenham banter? We have a game at hand. Yeah, you did miss the Tottenham banter, man. You did miss it. What else you got here? Ivan, Mupay isn't world class. He's far from it, man. Adam Hussein, no, I haven't spoken about Liverpool yet. I will do that. Isn't Lamptey a winger? He's a right back. He's a right back. You could say that he's a right wing back. He's capable of playing in both positions. A right back or a right wing back or even a winger if you need him to be a winger. So, yeah, man. I like what Brighton are doing. I like what Potter's doing. And both Brighton and Potter got bright futures. Yeah, so what else we got in here, man? Big up to everybody watching right now. Thriller, lightning would be a lightning bolt for Ghana. Yep. And Michael, and the Brighton fans booed at the end of the game. Cho and Lamptey on Ghana would be trouble. Yeah, Callum Hudson-Odoi should actually declare for Ghana. Big up to Emmanuel Opoku as well. Love boy. Thank you very much, man. First time here. Football gossiper, how are you? Never seen you around here. Mopé is dead, Dom. Brighton wouldn't have been in top 5 if they had they would have been in top 5 if they had a finisher. All right, nice. Thanks to everybody who came through, man. If you're watching a replay, don't forget you could actually skip around. I always take the time to put timestamps in, and you could just go around to your favorite games and look out for the clips every single week as well. You know what I'm thinking about doing, guys? I've been thinking about using my More Dominic Rich FC channel to actually put out the clips of the less popular games. You know, like when I have interesting takes on a Brighton Leeds game, I would actually not put it on my main channel because nobody really cares about these teams like that. But I'll just put it over on Dominic Rich FC because I haven't really been putting content on that channel. So I could just stop, keeping that channel alive by putting the content out there and let it do whatever it does. You see what I'm saying? And for the people who love the gaming content, guys, I have not played FIFA since the summer. I kid you not. I've been grinding. I haven't been playing FIFA at all. My PlayStation 5 is collecting dust down there. Right there. It's collecting dust. I got my controller underneath the monitor here. Where's the other one? Is over there. I haven't been playing FIFA. So the gaming streams will come back eventually. But I've been on the grind for this channel. And I do have another channel called Domination, a reaction channel. Haven't put out any content on there for a while, but I'm working on it, man. Football is an infinite game. Channels will come back eventually. So let's go. Let us go. Let us move on. Let us talk about another game. We do have another 0-0 match to touch on. And let's get through these games, man. Let's go. Another 0-0. And that's the game between Norwich and Wolverhampton Wanderers. I do have notes for this game. I do take notes for every game, guys, because I want to make sure I review these games the best I could. And I don't want to really leave out big details. You feel me? So I go and I watch the highlights if I didn't watch the game. And I make sure I write down all the major, noteworthy moments from all the matches. So Norwich versus Wolves. One change for Norwich. Cantwell out. Sargent in. I think that's the reason they didn't win, because they were the better team. If you had Cantwell in like the last game where they won the match, they would have won. You got that Cantwell lucky charm, that magic. He's been out of the team for some time. And I was surprised that Dean Smith actually dropped him after bringing him back in the team and they won the game. You know what I mean? But look, I'm not the manager. He knows best. He makes the decisions. And I think it was not a good decision because I really do think that Josh Sargent is an awful football player. Sargent, if you're watching, if any of your family members, your mom, dad, anybody's watching right now, I'm not sorry. But Sargent is horrible, man. Very horrible. Seriously. Song's harsh, but for the USA, trash. For Norwich, trash. Maybe for Werder Bremen, he looked good. They got relegated, so you don't know what I'm going to say. Trash. Don't rate Sargent at all. And I hope Greg Berhalter doesn't bring him back into the squad for the USA team and F up the whole World Cup campaign, you know what I mean? But anyways, Aarons, he had a great chance in the 44th minute. Good move and a good save. Very good save by Jose Sa. I have to make this I think, maybe an unpopular statement here about Jose Sa, though. But I actually think Jose Sa is better than Rui Patricio, I do think he is. Rui Patricio is a bit overrated. He's a bit overrated, though. He's a bit overrated. If you see what happening with Portugal these days, I think Rui Patricio is a bit overrated. That's why Anthony Lopez was actually getting a nod ahead of him. I think he's overrated. Jose Sa looks good playing for Wolves these days. Came over from Olympiacos, by the way. So, yeah, man. Yeah, but first half, few chances for both of the teams, but Norwich, they looked the better of the two. So there was a great chance for Pukki in the 70th minute, but that was saved by the aforementioned Jose Sa. And Lucas Rupp came off the bench, and he had a chance. He side-footed it straight to goalkeeper Sa. Not much more to really talk about when it comes to this game, but I got to say it's a big point for Norwich. It is a huge point. Every point right now from now on is a big point for Norwich City. I think they made the right call to sack the manager and Dean Smith. In 2 matches, he picked up 4 points out of a possible 6. As for Bruno Lage in charge at Wolverhampton Wanderers, after a slow start, I think they played really well and did not deserve the losses, Especially, I could remember the loss against United and the loss against Spurs. They didn't really deserve those losses in the first 3 games of the season. And they bounced back nicely. So we can't be like, oh, man, we're surprised that Wolves are playing this well. They have been playing well from the get-go under Bruno Lage. You see what I'm saying? Look, his name is Lage. He's going to come in and he's going to do his thing. I'm happy for him, man. I'm happy for him. You know, managers, you know, usually come into the Premier League and they struggle. They really, you know, Frank de Boer comes to mind. Xisco Munoz comes to mind. And a few other names come to mind. Daniel Farke have really struggled, man. He have really struggled in the Premier League twice. But Wolves are now 6th, guys. 6th. They have since picked up 6 wins. In their last 10 games, Wolves have 6 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws. This is absolutely brilliant. Brilliant. Amazing, man. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So they have really recovered after the post start. Even though Jimenez isn't really getting a lot of opportunities to score, Hwang Hee-chan have been, you know, stepping in and helping out in terms of the goal scoring responsibility there. A lot of other players need to step up, but when you have Joao Moutinho and Ruben Neves being the core of the team there, you expect results like this. Jose Sa has been playing well. Yet another clean sheet for him. And it looked good, man. Wolves look good. They're in a Europa League spot right now. And this is where they belong. I think Nuno said he carried the team as far as he could have carried the team. But if you ask me, I think Nuno should have stayed his ass at Wolves. If he was still at Wolves, he would have got a job. But sometimes I think some of these managers, they don't mind the sabbatical. You know what I'm saying? Just to spend time with their family. They got a lot of money. They got millions. And just to chill and wait for the next opportunity. You see what I mean? Nobody likes to get fired, but sometimes it could be a blessing in disguise. So, look, 0-0. Wolves, 6, 20 points. And Norwich City in 19th. They're above Newcastle. They have been doing well in their last 3 games. Unbeaten, winning 2 and drawing 1. And I think with a bit more quality or some of the players stepping up, unlocking their abilities, they could climb out the relegation zone and pull down a Leeds, or pull down a Watford, a Southampton, a struggling Everton. So, look, even though I wrote off the Canaries, look, man, I think they're still in with a shout to survive. Newcastle, on the other hand, can't say the same about Newcastle. Really can't say about the same about Newcastle, man. Seriously. Walls of the castle have fallen. So, that'll be it for that game. Nothing else to add in terms of the next matches. Let me just give you guys some insight on that. For Norwich, the next game will be against Newcastle. So, that's a 6-pointer down at the bottom of the table early in the season. Big 6-pointer. That's an away game. St. James's Park. And Norwich would fancy their chances here getting 3 points. They've been the more informed team lately. As for Wolves, Wolverhampton Wanderers, their next game is against Burnley. Winnable game. Because after that, they play Liverpool, City, Brighton, and Chelsea. All the way up to December 19th. So, you got to start getting some points because I don't know how many you're going to get against those 4 teams. They did do the double over City one year, but I don't know if that's going to happen ever again. You know what I mean? Knock on wood. Knock on wood. But yeah, that's it for that game. 0-0 between the 2 teams, a point apiece. Big up to everybody in the chat right about now. We have Ivan saying Adama needs a coach like Klopp. Yeah, Adama, he's falling down the pecking order. He's not starting games. And he's not really getting to, you know, have his effect on the game like he used to. So we have Luman Yu coming in with some facts. Yes, Ralph Ragnick taught football to Klopp and Tuchel. Well, he managed Tuchel and he did influence Klopp, Tuchel, and Ralph Hasenhüttl as well, the Southampton manager, who was also part of the Red Bull setup before. So very influential manager, technical director, Ralph Ragnick. He knows how to build things from the ground up, and Man United do need some building and rebuilding and, stuff like that. We'll talk about that, man. Luma and you, bro. Give it a break, bro. We talk about it a little bit in deeper into the stream, bro. Give it a break. God damn. We know you're getting Ragnick, bro. You see what I'm saying? When you behave like that, you only setting it up to fail. You see what I'm saying? Chill. We know you're getting Ragnick. That means you guys are very desperate. You had to go and rope in Ragnick. Desperation stuff. Chill out, bro. Chill out. Talk about that in the future. Who else we got in here right about now? Big up to everybody. Big up. Julian in the house. How are you doing, Julian? Nice to see you around here. Big up to the boy. Adam the Great. He's not in here, but shout outs to Adam. Shout outs to Robert Robinson as well. Shout outs to people like Javale O'Hara, who's not in here. Ricky Swift, Dildar. All my peeps that usually, come in here, man. You guys are the real deal. You guys are the real deal. Let's go. Let's keep it going. Guys, we need one more thumbs up to hit 50. We're doing pretty well. Right now, we're running through these games. Man. And that's what I like. I like to run through these games as fast as I could. But at the same time, actually, getting in depth. Let's touch on this weird game, though. We got some big heavy hitters coming. So make sure you stick around for the heavy hitters. We got to talk Chelsea, Man United. We got to talk Man City, West Ham. We have to talk Liverpool, Southampton. We still got Crystal Palace, Aston. We got a lot of games left. So let's not delay any further. And let's touch on the Crystal Palace, Aston Villa match. Well, I did predict Crystal Palace to beat Villa. But the boy Steven Gerrard comes in, replacing Dean Smith. Picked up back-to-back wins. So, listen, man. Listen. Hold the music there. Hold the music. Hold the music. Round of applause. Round of applause to Steven Gerrard. What a start to your Premier League career, your Aston Villa career as a manager. Brilliant. Exactly what the doctor ordered. You know when you're sick, and Aston Villa were real sick. 5 L's in a row. Oh, man. What's the remedy? Fire Dean Smith. There's a man by the name of Steven Gerrard doing well up in Scotland. Just hire him. Pay the fee, whatever you got to pay Rangers. Pay them. Bring this guy in, and this guy will take your club to new heights. That's exactly what he's been doing so far. It's look good. They'll look good on the Steven G, man. So bring the music back and let's continue. So 2-1 to Villa. Good win. Matt Target in the 50th, John McGinn in the 86th, and Mark Guehi with a consolation in the 95th minute. So let's talk about this game, man. Let me find my notes right now, and we're going to touch on this. I got a lot of notes for this one. So Palace were previously unbeaten at home. That's their first home loss of the season. They brought in James Tompkins and Michael Olise. MacArthur, Joachim Anderson out injured. Those are some late injury added to the list of injuries. Not very long, but, still hampered Crystal Palace, where the Joachim Anderson and Mark Guehi partnership at the back there has been very, very good. Danny Ings with a niggle to the bench. He was on the bench. Buendia benched as well. Ashley Young started the game. Jacob Ramsey and Leon Bailey also got the nod. Michael Salisbury was actually the ref for this game, man. That was actually his first Premier League game in charge. I hope I got his name right, though. Michael Salisbury. Let me see if Michael Salisbury. Yeah. Salisbury. I see I messed your name up, bro. I'm sorry. Michael Salisbury, first Premier League match in charge. So I actually like what the Premier League are doing, refreshing it, bringing in some fresh referees. Probably ref at the lower leagues. Never really heard of him before. Yeah, I don't watch the Championship or League One or League Two. You know what I mean? Can't blame me. Got a lot to do, and I got to watch the Premier League as well. So, I think he did an okay job. I think he did an okay job. 11th minute, there was a chance for Zaha that he put wide. And then Villa scored from a corner in the 15th. The ball came in from Ashley Young, fell nicely to Matt Target, who was unmarked. And his shot was definitely on target, nestled into the back of the net. 1-0 to Villa. Perfect start. Perfect start. So, yet another set-piece goal conceded by Crystal Palace. They've been conceding a lot of those this season, and that's something that they have to actually work on. 22nd minute, Villa, they got a penalty shout not given. Watkins ran into Milivojevic, and VAR check, no pen. And 35th minute, Mings had a chance, not taken, and he should have definitely scored there, scuffed his shot. 1-0 at halftime for Villa, and Palace almost scored an own goal around the 59th minute. Really good ball into the box, put the Crystal Palace defense in a spot of bother. Eze came on in the around the 60th minute, around there for Luka Milivojevic. That's his first appearance of the season. So it's definitely nice to see the boy Eberiche Eze back after the horrible injury he picked up last season. He did start out well in Crystal Palace colors, and it was really sad to see him miss so many games with injury. 72nd minute, the game got a little cagey. Douglas Luiz, who just came off the bench, got a red card, and it was actually a harsh red in my opinion, but it was chalked off on the VAR review, and it was converted to a yellow card. So that would have been definitely a catastrophe for Douglas Luiz, missing 3 games through injury, coming back and then having to miss 2 or 3 games for endangering an opponent there. But luckily for him, he got away with a yellow card. So 86th minute, brilliant goal. Buendia and El Ghazi linking up, and El Ghazi laying it off to John McGinn, who put out a really good left-footed shot and celebrated emphatically because he knew at that time that second goal had given Aston Villa the win. For sure. Mark Guehi, he did poke one in from a Kouyaté cross to bring Crystal Palace back in the game. 1 minute left in the match, and it wasn't enough for them to actually pick up another one to get a point. And that's 2-2 for Steven Gerrard. I have a question for you guys. Where do you think Aston Villa would finish this season under Steven Gerrard? Do you think he got what it takes to take them up to that Europa Conference League place or even that Europa League spot? It would be a big resurgence from Aston Villa after those 5 losses on the trot under Dean Smith. So it will take a lot from the team. It will take a lot of soul searching and a lot of introspection for them to come back from there, but they have been looking good. That's 6 points. 6 points could do a whole lot to your confidence, I'm telling you, man. It could do a lot to your confidence, I'm telling you. Because let me tell you exactly what it could do to your confidence, right? Look, I know they have Conor Gallagher there as the king of the match. I don't think he deserved it. Really didn't. I think John McGinn had a really solid game. Marvelous Nakamba had a marvelous game, in my opinion. And it wasn't, I don't think I think they got it wrong there. Conor Gallagher did not have the best game. He really didn't. I know Crystal Palace did well. They played well. But still, Conor Gallagher wasn't the Conor Gallagher that we know have been performing at high levels this season at all. I just have to keep it real. Don't believe everything you see on these websites. You know, king of the match, not always king of the damn match. Feel me? Seriously, I don't know who's coming up with these. Seriously, I really don't know. But as I said, man, Palace didn't play too badly. They had 64% of the ball, bulk of the possession, but it was Aston Villa's quality that prevailed on the day. So, good stuff. So, for Palace there, they are 11th with 16 points. And that's their first loss in about 7 matches. So, very good stuff. They only got 3 wins this season. 7 draws. They've been the draw kings of the league and 3 L's. As for Aston Villa, what could 6 points do to you? Could take you from 10 points, which would have put them right now in 17th. But they're now 13th with 16 points, 2 wins in their last 2, 2 wins in their last 7 games, and they're looking really, really good under Steven Gerrard. So the next game will be against Manchester City on Wednesday. All I have to say is good luck. Good luck, Stevie G, but who knows? You might just have the trump card to beat City as well, just like Patrick Vieira. And for Crystal Palace, their next game is against Leeds, and that's coming up on Tuesday. So all the best to both teams. Big up to everybody in here right about now. How's everybody feeling? What are your thoughts on these matches right now? So Rachel is saying 7th or 8th, possibly for Villa. Yeah, I think that's reachable, but he would need to actually be consistent. There will come a time, maybe, where they'll go into a slump. But right now he's in his honeymoon period and looking good. 2-2 is what you need. Definitely what you need. Ivan is saying 8th. What else we got here in terms of comments there? We have Leon Bailey performance B+, says Karumi. I think Bailey... You know what? It's weird watching Bailey play for Aston Villa because, to be honest, he does not have this output for Jamaica at all. He doesn't. I do keep an eye on Leon Bailey. For Jamaica, he's a bit flat. People may say, oh, it's a system. So you're telling me he played under Bosch at Bayer Leverkusen and maybe another manager. He played under Dean Smith at Aston Villa. He played under Stephen G. And what? All their system works for him? And Theodore Whitmore's system doesn't? Yeah, that's what people are going to say. He needs to step his game up. I need to start to see him play with more life. More life. Play with more life. You don't play with enough life, man. Seriously, for Jamaica. But when you play for Villa, it's like, oh my God, it's like you were born in freaking Birmingham or something. Get out of here. A big up to Karumi though. How are you? So, what else we got here? Rachel, Stephen G is doing great. Hope he keeps it up until 2024. Which means that Rachel is actually saying Stephen G is going to be the next manager of Liverpool. Well, look. Hopefully for him, if that does happen in 2024, he does not follow the path of a Frank Lampard, who went to Chelsea, dream job, maybe a little bit too prematurely, and he was ousted. And to make matters worse, the manager that came in the exact season won the Champions League and is now on top of the Premier League table. So Gerrard, you might want to actually take baby steps here in terms of getting that Liverpool job. And I mean taking Aston Villa to new heights in this current century, and just taking it easy, man. You feel me? Taking it easy, learn your thing, learn the league, and then when Klopp eventually moves on, you could slide right in. You know, you could do the cha-cha slide right into the Liverpool job. I don't know how to do the cha-cha slide, by the way. I don't really dance, you feel me? I'm not a big dancer. I could whine to a little soca, but I don't cha-cha slide. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But yeah, big up to everybody in here, man. Karumi says Steven Gerrard's personality is a reflection of the team. That is definitely true. You're talking about DNA there. And Mr. Mohammed is saying Stephen G is a generational manager. So, guys, you're making some really, really good comments there. I do appreciate it. That's why during each and every game, I talk about your I look at your comments to see what you have to say. So, very, very good stuff, man. We got to keep it moving, though. Big up to Pacharo. And we will get to that pretty soon. We will get to all of that pretty soon. Big up to all the members in the house. Do appreciate that. And what else we got? Junior Joseph, how are you doing? How are you doing, Junior Joseph? All right, so we're going to keep it moving, guys. We have a lot of games to talk about. And let me just see the games that I'm done with so far. So, let me see. Spoke about Burnley, Tottenham. That one postponed. Talked about Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, Norwich Wolves, Brighton Leeds. We talked about Brentford, Everton. And we're going to keep it moving. Leicester City Watford in the snow, in the thick snow. As I said earlier, the first half, it was falling down, but not so heavy as the second, though. And to make matters worse, they did not even clear the field during the halftime break. They actually put the sprinkles on. I don't know if it was warm water or something, but they put the sprinklers on, and it was really bad in the second half, man. Watching the game, I could hardly see the ball. I could hardly see the players. It was just nasty. I think it did affect the game, but they say, you have to adapt to your conditions, and the team that adapt to the conditions the best would actually walk away with the 3 points, and Leicester did. So I did predict Watford to win the game. After all, man, they're coming off of a emphatic 4-1 victory against United. So Leicester did beat United too. But still, man, beating United like that, I thought they were actually going to put on a better performance, but they didn't, though, so it's okay. So Ranieri, back to the King Power for the first time since he helped them to that title, and he got sacked the following season. Listen, man, football is a ruthless game. Football is a ruthless game. Ranieri should have actually still been the manager of freaking Leicester City after what he did. You feel me? Not in a million years you thought Leicester could have won the Premier League. But they got one. And what they ended up doing? Still sacked the manager. Still sacked him. And I could remember they got to the quarterfinal of the Champions League the next season, but didn't do too well in the league. Got sacked. You feel me? Wow. Talk about ruthlessness. You talk about what Leicester did to Claudio Ranieri. So look, man, 16th minute. Johnny Evans with a long ball, basically to no man's land. I think it was a speculative ball. And William Troost Ikong, the Nigerian international, I don't know what the hell he was thinking, but he allowed the ball to either go over his head or he thought it was going to hit the back of his head and go to the keeper. It did not hit him. It didn't. He got that one really wrong, and it was an embarrassing decision made by the big defender there. And he actually allowed James Maddison to run in behind and put it past the goalkeeper Bachmann. And I was like, God damn, what an awful way to go behind, though. Because I think Watford started the game really well. And that was more against the run of play than anything there for Leicester City. So, horrible way to go behind, definitely. So, 29th minute, Wilfred Ndidi did foul Emmanuel Dennis, who's been a menace for other teams. Oh, I didn't really mean to say Dennis the Menace, but yeah, it came out like that. But he's been a menace, though. He's been involved in a lot of the goals scored by Watford so far this season. And he even bagged one himself on the day, which was very, very good. We'll get to that. But he was brought down, and Josh King stepped up to equalize for Watford. But the lead didn't hold. The scoreline didn't hold, I mean. Scoreline didn't hold for very long as Jamie Vardy put one in the back of the net. It was a long ball played down by Leicester, and Watford didn't deal with it properly. Maddison had it, and we needed to see Maddison step up after, Tielemans picked up that injury. And Maddison has not been good at all in 2021. And this is the best he's played for a very, very long time. He was really good in the game, picking up a goal with 2 assists. And that ding pass to Jamie Vardy, making that really, really smart run behind the Watford defenders. Trusty Kong, I don't know what he seems like he's sleeping or something. And he just dinked the ball over the out-rushing keeper, Bachmann, in the back of the net. 2-1 to Leicester. Very good goal by Jamie Vardy. And we know how good he's been, especially since he's hit the age of 30. He's been banging them in for fun. He did get a second goal as well. Maddison corner. Vardy attacking it really ferociously at the near post and flicking it on with his head over to the far post. Loopy header and nestled into the back of the net. 3-1 to Leicester. And I think by the time it got to 3-1, it was pretty much game over if you ask me, though. Look, Watford made change. João Pedro came on at the start of the second half, and the snow was heavier. That's what I wrote down. snow heavier in the second half than it was in the first. And it just kept on getting heavier and heavier and heavier. I don't think I've watched a football game with so much snow before. Like like what happened in this Leicester Watford game. The City West Ham game in the first half, it was really bad as well. But it was fun. You know what I'm saying? It was really fun watching though. And as a TV spectator, it wasn't much fun, but still, in terms of seeing the ball, but it was just nice to see something different. You see what I mean? It was like something from the fairy tale, something from what you call those things again? A snow globe. You see what I mean? That's how it looked. So 49th minute, good break by Chuko Hernandez, but his pass to King, and it was wasted. Really good opportunity there for Watford to get back in the game early in the second half, but that was squandered. And the goal came in the 61st minute. Confusion, though, very confusing goal, because watching the game, you can't really see nothing. You don't even know what happened. But Emmanuel Dennis stole the ball from Castagna. And when you look back at the replay, it was legally done. Ran to the goalkeeper and really cheeky move, man. Faked and a chip. And Watford back in the game. 3-2. VAR had to get involved, but on replay, you could actually see that it was a legal tackle. Very good stuff by Emmanuel Dennis. If he keeps on playing like this, who knows, man? He might be Man United striker next season. See what I'm saying? Never know. You never ever know, man. You never know. So 68th minute, there was a 50-50 challenge. Massina stayed on the ground, play continued. And Luke Thomas, he got in a really good pass to Harvey Barnes, who had came off the bench. Both players came off the bench. And really good pass to Lookman, who put it into the back of the net to score Leicester's fourth. Ozan Tufan did get an opportunity to make it 3 for Watford late, but he poked it wide. The game ended 4-2 for Leicester. 6-goal thriller in the snow. Very, very entertaining stuff. But Leicester, I think, is a well-needed win for them, man, because they've been rather horrible this season, though. Very, very slow start. Maybe I'm being too harsh. I should say very slow start, because now they go up to 10th place, and it's not looking too bad, right? 5 wins, 5 L's, 3 draws, not looking too bad at all. But Watford, I expected them to do a lot better here. They've been really inconsistent. They had a win, 2 losses, a win, now a loss. And the fixtures aren't getting easier. You see what I'm saying? They're not getting easier. They do have 13 games, 13 points. If they do continue like this, they will survive. I think 38 points would actually secure safety for you. But you don't want it to get down to the wire, man. You really don't want it to get down to the wire. You want to actually get to the 38 match with, giving youngsters opportunities from the academy and things like that. So, look, Ranieri, not a good return to the King Power, but well-needed win for Brendan Rodgers and his boys there. They cracked the top 10. And remember, last 2 seasons, they were in the top 4 for the entirety of the seasons and still did not get Champions League football. So they will be hoping that they could take the harder route by working their way up the ladder, up the table, and going through the back door and actually getting Champions League football that way, because they're not far off from the likes of Arsenal and West Ham there on 23 points. That's only, 5 points separating those teams, and 2 games. Bam, Leicester could be in the top 4 of the Premier League table very, very soon. So for Leicester, their next game is against Southampton on Wednesday. Could remember 2 seasons ago, they put 9 past Southampton. So I don't think it's going to happen, but you never ever know, man. Southampton they're a very weird team. Very, very weird these days. And, I thought they were going to get 9 versus Liverpool too, but Liverpool actually took their foot off the gas. So for Watford, the Hornets, who do they play next? It's not looking good. They got Chelsea, London Derby, and then they have Manchester City there. Listen, Watford against City is the most one-sided fixture you could think about, man. It gets really, really ugly. Really ugly when it comes to Watford versus City, man. Really, really ugly. Really ugly. And let me see if I get something for you really quick for that game. Let me see if I find that game really quick. And I'll let you know exactly what happened the last few times Watford met Manchester City, right? All right, so look, Watford versus Man City, right? The last 10 games, dating all the way back to 2016, have been all losses for Watford, right? The last time they played City, a 4-0 loss. Before that, an 8-0 loss. The final of the FA Cup back in 2019, 6-0, in an FA Cup final at Wembley. 6-0. 3-1, 2-1, 3-1. There was a 6-0 in 2017. And earlier in 2017, there was a 5-0. 12 Premier League matches. Man City have scored 38 goals to Watford 5. 10 wins, 2 draws. Absolutely one-sided, and I'm expecting it to be one-sided again come next weekend. So yeah, Watford I think it's going to be a struggle for them, but they could just survive. But they might fire another manager this season. I won't put it past them. I hope they don't. I really hope they don't. So, big up to Lee Cummings. Norwich will do the great escape. Well, hopefully for you, they do the great escape. I was actually saying Norwich would actually not survive, but to be honest, they could. They could. I think that win, that win and that draw and that Daniel Farker win as well. 7 points, big points, man. Big points. So, Thriller, they already switched that from the white high Nike. Yeah, I actually think they needed to switch the ball in today's matches again, though. They really needed. They needed to pull out the orange ball today because I couldn't see the ball at all. But the players, I think, were fine, though. They were definitely fine. So, Michael is saying them vlogs are getting to Ikong's head. Oh, he does vlogging too? Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So, what else we got? Junior Joseph. Rich, did you see Chelsea versus... Of course. Now, Adnan is saying Ikong is one of the worst defenders in the Prem. Shout out to Emmanuel Dennis, though. He's low-key having a great season. Yep, both Nigerians. You should be proud of Dennis and not Ikong. Ikong is horrible, man. Choose Ikong. Oh, man. Definitely not the choose. So, what else we got here, man? Big up to M. Day in the house. Shadrach Dorsey, who's saying top of the hour, Dom Rich. Very good week in the Premiership. But will be a bit lackluster in January, February. AFCON 2022, Cameroon. Yeah, boy. So, I don't think so. I think the variable will be a welcomed one. If you're not a Liverpool fan or a Chelsea fan, it'll be a very welcome one, man. It's going to be interesting to see how these teams do when January comes along. So, look, we're going to keep it moving. We're definitely going to keep it moving. And the next game we're going to talk about is the game between, where's that? Arsenal 2, Newcastle 0. We had goals from Bukayo Saka in the 56th minute and Gabriel Martinelli off the bench in the 66th. Nuno Tavares and Takehiro Tomiyasu with the assists. The fullbacks picking up assists there, proving to be very, very, very effective. So I told you guys, Arsenal are going to bounce back. I told you. They just met Liverpool, who are in red hot form these days. And Liverpool needed to bounce back as well from their loss against West Ham. So Arsenal just did not meet Liverpool at the right time. You see what I'm saying? They have beaten Liverpool in the past, remember, under Mikel Arteta. But just wasn't their time on match week 12. But against Newcastle, struggling Newcastle, man, newly taken over by the Saudis. Ain't looking good. Ain't looking good at all, man. Ain't looking good. See what I'm saying? It was simply men against boys on the day. And Arsenal defeat Newcastle 2-0. Eddie Howe on his touchline debut for Newcastle, the former Bournemouth man, had former Bournemouth players Matt Ritchie, Callum Wilson, and Mr. Ryan Fraser all starting in a 4-4-2 formation, something fresh for Newcastle. And to be fair, they looked good in the first half, 0-0. They did well. They could have earned a point if they preserved that, but wasn't able to do so. Odegaard, a free kick save by Dubravka early on in the game, who came in replacing Darlow. I think that was a good move because Darlow is a little lackluster, man. Seriously. Shelvey had a shot saved by Ramsdale, a brilliant shot, and an even more brilliant save by Aaron. His name is not Aaron, you know. You have to start spelling his name A-I-R-O-N. Aaron. Because the man has been A-bound all season, and he's been spectacular. My best goalkeeper of the season so far, man. Seriously. I know he's facing quite a few shots, but still. These saves are absolutely ridiculous, man. Absolute. If you had another keeper, let's say you had Darlow in the goal. What do you think would have happened every time a shot like that came in? It would have ended up in the back of the net. Spectacular goal, but it's Aaron Ramsdale. Aaron Ramsdale coming up trumps for Arsenal this season. And I remember when they signed him, I laughed, and I would always tell this story. But who's laughing now? Who's laughing now? Oh, good stuff, Ramsdale. I like when players turn their careers around, man. And I did say he did a 360 on his career, and somebody corrected me in the comments. Yeah, he did a 180. Yeah, so I stand corrected. But I think the comment was actually unnecessary, though. People are always commenting the wrong things instead of saying, hey, man, great job. Yeah, anyways, whatever. So, look, 30 minutes, Arsenal with the bulk of the possession, but Newcastle with some really, really good chances. Arsenal did get a few look-ins as well, but nothing as clear-cut as those shots by Shelvey and the save that Aaron Ramsdale had to pull out there. So this was Joe Willock's, I think, first game coming back at the Etihad since he was sold to Newcastle. And to be fair, man, after that loan stint, he's not been the same player whatsoever. That's a situation where you loan a player, he does well, and then when you buy him, he's actually not very good. You know what I'm saying? So he needs to actually step his game up. Newcastle did invest a lot of money in these guys, and they've not been very good, man. Let's just keep it real. Let's just keep it raw and uncut. They haven't been good at all. 44th minute. I'm jumping the gun. 41st minute, big Arsenal chance. Smith Rochette saved up point blank range. How could I almost missed this, but Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang with the rebound ended up hitting the post. I don't know how he did that, but that was a Timo Werner, Raheem Sterling type moment, right? That was horrible, Aubameyang. He had to score that, but it wasn't costly at all, as Arsenal went on to win the game 2-0, of course. But what if they had drew the game? It would have definitely been talked about for some time. I think people would still be talking about it. You're not getting off the hook there, Aubameyang, but you should have scored. Had a few of those this week as well. 44th minute, Matt Ritchie. He picked up a yellow card. He will miss the next game. And this piles on to Newcastle's problems and their woes because the squad is already depleted by injuries, where the other left back, Paul Dummett, he's been out all season. And now you have Matt Ritchie injured. They haven't been Jamal Lewis haven't been featuring in the team as well. I think he's out with an injury as well. He really haven't been featuring lately. So that's another problem there for Eddie Howe, man. He just came in and he has to deal with these problems. I just hope that they give Eddie Howe time with this project. They might be going down to the championship, and he would have to probably work his way up from there because it ain't looking good whatsoever, man. Yeah, Jamal Lewis was on the bench, so he'll just slot right in at left back, but it ain't looking good. Not looking good for Newcastle whatsoever. And I'm talking about even going into the next game where they face Norwich. So, look, from my notes, they did look a lot better on the new management, I have to state, because Steve Bruce, he had already, he struggled previously, previous seasons, and this season was just the last thread. And I think Arsenal were a bit sloppy at times at both ends of the field. They gave away the ball quite a few occasions and did not take the opportunities when it presented it to Arsenal. So Arsenal did score 16 passes leading up to the goal, and Tavares to Saka, who beat Dubravka from the left-hand side, far post, and Arsenal took the lead. I think it's a well-deserved lead, but look, Newcastle, I think they architects of their own downfall, man. Haven't been defending well whatsoever. And to make matters worse, Jamal Lascelles went on to pick up a yellow card. He also missed the game coming up against Norwich City. So I have to throw maybe a Kieran Clark in, and maybe he's not the first choice right now. He's going to have to come in and alongside a Fabian Shaw. There's Emil Kraft at the back there. And to be honest, if you ask me, man, I think Newcastle needs a big overhaul. They need, and the championship might be a good place to do so. It might really be a good place to do so, because they're not at Premier League quality right about now. These guys are not acting like Premier League pedigree whatsoever. So Saka picked up an injury. He labored on for about 5 minutes. Then he was subbed off. Martinelli came on, and he scored immediately. What a pass by Tomiyasu, though. Big up to the Japanese, the Samurai Blue. What a pass. A dink pass over the defense, and Martinelli with his run, staying onside and hitting it first time. That's a difficult technique. You see what I'm saying? Even in my past life as a professional footballer, I wasn't even able to pull off moves like that. So that was really good by Martinelli to give Arsenal the 2-0 lead. And at that point, it was a point of no return for Newcastle. Better second half for Arsenal. They executed things a lot better. They were more precise. They had more cutting edge in the final third, and it paid dividends. 2-0 to the Gunners. Big 3 points. They go up level with West Ham in 5th. And Arsenal are basically touching distance away from the Champions League spot. I cannot believe I'm saying this. Newcastle stay pinned, glued down at the bottom of the table. Still the only team in the top 4 divisions of English football to pick up a win. So good stuff, man. Lacazette off the bench. El Neni off the bench. The Egyptian dreadlock. And Martinelli to great effects. So Newcastle still got a lot of work to do. Arsenal, they just got to continue doing what they're doing right about now. I like what Mikel Arteta is doing in terms of his selection. Tomiyasu slotted in very well, seamlessly from the Serie, not the Bundesliga, the Serie to the Premier League. Some players whine about adapting to the English game. Listen, man, Tomiyasu is a Swiss Army knife man, when it comes to adaptability. Could play at center back. He could play anywhere you want him to play. Nuno Tavares as well. I know he had a stinker against Liverpool, but he did bounce back. He's a flashy player. He likes to run at players. He likes to carry the ball. He did well. Ben White and Gabriel at the back. Brilliant, man. Brilliant partnership put together there by Arteta. And you have Aaron Ramsdale, who's been absolutely fantastic. Not to mention Saka and Smith Rowe, but I think Saka would be a big miss for the next game. Odegaard, I think, has to step his game up just a little bit. I want to see some more fire, some more feistiness from Odegaard. He's a little too mild-mannered, like a little bit too quiet. I want to see him, getting in players' faces, man. Be out of character a little bit. You see what I'm saying? Seriously. And I think, if he really starts playing the way Saka and Smith Rowe have been playing, I think Arsenal could be on to something here, and it could be Champions League next season. So that's my thoughts on those, this game right now. 2-0 to Arsenal. Good win. Of course, any win is a good win. That's 4 wins out of the last 5 games. Amazing stuff after a horrible August. But since then, it's been great, man. Barring that Liverpool loss, it's been great. So they're 5th right now, level on points with West Ham, but West Ham with a better goal difference. And in their next game, they do have a big one at the Theatre of Nightmares, Old Trafford. And that could be Ralph Rangnick's first game in charge, which could be a good thing because Michael Carrick has done a good job in his 2 matches that he oversaw. And Arsenal will look to pick up something against United because when you think about it, if you are to really get something against United these days, it's at Old Trafford and not really at your own stadium. They're horrible at home, man. Don't know what it is with Manchester United these days. And Arsenal got Everton, Southampton, West Ham United. As for Newcastle, their next game is against Norwich. That's a must-win game. Then the game against Burnley is also a must-win because, as I mentioned earlier, after that, they got Leicester, Liverpool, Man City, and Manchester United, which is horrible, man. Horrible. I kind of feel bad for Newcastle. Seriously. I really feel bad for the Geordies. But, listen, man. It is what it is. You know what, man? Let me stop feeling bad because when Man City was banned a couple years ago from UEFA on Valentine's Day, saw guys like True Geordie and them laughing and making a mockery out of City. So whatever happened to Newcastle, you know what I mean, it's probably meant to happen. Big up to Cameron Amjus in the house. How are you feeling? Tierney is fit again, but it's just that Nuno Tavares have been, really good. And Arteta just want to pick his team on merit. And that'll also allow Kieran Tierney some more time to actually strengthen his body because he's very, very, very fragile. He definitely got to strengthen up, man. You got to be more like me. You see what I'm saying? I'm very strong. Very, very, very tough. So what else we got here, man? What else we got here? We got G West. Arsenal beating up on small teams. Pacharo, I will get to the Jorginho thing, bro. Come on, man. Newcastle needs a new chassis, a body, a motor, suspension, wheels, exhaust, and everything, man. It's a project. They'll get that. So Wenger returning to Arsenal to mentor Arteta. Nah, I don't think so. Big up to the boy Obina in the house, man. Oh, man. Obina, how are you feeling? Alisson makes those saves. Yeah, Alisson did good in that game against Southampton. What else we got, man? Shadrach Dorsey. Somebody in France, could you please fire Claude Puel? Saint-Etienne is an embarrassment now. Yeah. They lost to PSG. I did see something like that pop up from my ESPN notifications. So, guys, if you haven't liked the video, make sure you do so. Do appreciate everybody in here right about now. You guys are the real deal. This is the place to be. Over at Dominic Rich FC. Guys, we need 12 more likes to get to 75 thumbs up. Make sure you do so. Do appreciate each and every one of y'all. So, Julian, bro, how is it down in the island of St. Vincent and the Grenadines right now, bro? How is it? How's it doing? How's it doing, man? How is it? How's the island? I heard it's raining a little down there right now. I got my sources. So, look, we're going to keep it moving, guys. We have a few more games to talk about. We've been here for an hour and a half. I think we've done well. And we got some big ones to hit on right now. And we touched on all these matches already. Arsenal 2, Newcastle 0. Palace 1, Villa 2. Norwich 0. Wolves 0. Brighton 0. Leeds 0. Brentford 1. Everton 0. Leicester 4. Watford 2. Let's talk. Manchester City 2. West Ham United 1. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Woo. That's what I like. That is what I like. Let me talk to y'all. Listen, I want to switch up the vibes a bit here. Let me switch up the vibes. Let me switch it up. Let me drink some water. Let me drink a little water. Y'all thought we were going to lose to West Ham United, huh? You thought they were going to actually hammer us? Beat us with that iron? No. No. Big up to my boys, man. Big up to my boys. Listen, it doesn't matter who we put out there. It doesn't matter who we put out there and who we play against, whether it's PSG, whether it's Liverpool, Chelsea, United, not Palace, not Spurs. West Ham, you see what I'm saying? We handle business. And sometimes, to be honest, when I look at these teams that Pep put out, I'm not so confident, you know. I'm not so confident. But, oh boy. I'm telling you. The guys went out there and they just look so good. They just look so good, man. The way they control the ball when they have possession. When they lose possession, the way they get the ball back. The way they work on and off the ball is just unbelievable. I really don't think any other team in the league does it better. Of course not. City have won 3 titles in the last 4 seasons. It's not an argument. We're not going to argue that. Man City is the best team in England. They are. I know we lost the Champions League final to Chelsea. I know Liverpool have been playing well. They won a title ahead of us as well. But come on, guys. When you look at City play, you just have to drool. It's a beautiful football. All around. All around, man. All around. I think each and every player are like, they're pulling their weight. Even a Sterling. I think with Sterling, it's a confidence thing for Sterling. And he's really looked good across the last couple games, though. You know what I mean? Pep had to take him off at the back end there. I think he played maybe 10 minutes a little bit too much. But the team's looking good. The team's looking good. And I'm not only saying that because it's my team. The team's looking damn good, man. Ilkay Gundogan in the 33rd minute. Fernandinho off the bench. Set up by Gundogan in the 90th. And Manuel Lanzini with a screamer in the 94th. Consolation goal at most. My prediction for this one was a 2-1 win for City. And I got it right. On point. It was 200 Man City appearance for Kyle Walker. So congratulations to him for reaching that landmark and to celebrate it with a win. It was the 9th. Well, Edison had a chance to pick up his 100 clean sheet as a City keeper, but it was spoiled by Lanzini in the final minute there. Snow at the beginning of the game, very heavy snow, and they had to actually take a longer halftime break to clear the field as well. But in the second half, there was absolutely no snowfall from what I saw, and it was a really, good game in the end. So West Ham played a 3-5-1-1 formation. Very defensive if you ask me, with Masuaku coming in, playing as a wing back there. And this has been the best ever start to a Premier League campaign by West Ham under David Moyes. Better in the one under Slaven Bilic, where I think they picked up about 21 points after 13 games. So, look, Declan Rice and Emerick Laporte were yellow cards away from suspension, and Laporte did pick up a yellow card, so Laporte won't feature in the next match against Aston Villa. So it's all good, man. To be honest, if you ask me, Laporte won't be my first choice defender these days, because I think Laporte is a very selfish kind of guy, sorry to say. But if you look at what he did in terms of switching from France to Spain, it's because he didn't, I know he didn't want to wait for Deschamps to give him the opportunity. I think the opportunity would have come for him because he was called up before, but he did get injured. And then he wasn't really, didn't get that opportunity again. But I think it's all about him, I'm going to leave the club if, I'm not playing enough. Just play for the team, man. Look at John Stones. I have great respect for John Stones these days. I know he used to be bantered a lot, but last season, oh my God, Stones was a Rolls Royce for City along with Ruben Diaz. So I like what Stones is doing right now. He's just keeping it calm, playing his role, take the opportunity when he gets it, and he's been really good. Also to note, there were 2 Algerian internationals on the field, Riyad Mahrez and Said Benrahma. You don't see that very often in the Premier League. So it was a very shaky start for City there. 6-minute Antonio to Benrahma, who couldn't sort his feet out. Great opportunity to go 1-0 up, but it was squandered. Kyle Walker did get a shot, speculative at most, and that one went wide. Mahrez did score, but the flag went up, so that was City actually showing signs that, you know, they want to get on the score sheet there as well. 29th minute, Antonio, he ran at Laporte, and Laporte took him out, which is the best thing to do, and he would be suspended for the next game after picking up a yellow, though. The goal came. The goal definitely came, and City was threatening. 33rd minute. I gotta give it to Joao Cancelo, man. Joao Cancelo has been so good. He has been so good. I know people like to talk Trent Alexander-Arnold. They like to talk Reece James. They like to talk whoever you want to talk about. Whoever right back, left back you want to rate. Robertson. But as a right back playing as a left back, what Joao Cancelo has been doing this season for Man City is actually like ridiculous. He has been our best player this season by far. And he has been our Kevin De Bruyne this season because he's been so creative and in terms of helping out, you know, doing his defensive chores as well, he's been very, very good. So big up to Joao Cancelo, man, because that ball over to Mahrez, oh man, Masuaku not doing his job. Cresswell as well, not marking Mahrez in the snow as well. And it was just so poetic. The way he crossed the ball over, Mahrez took it down and just sent it into the crowd. I don't know how it got through everyone and fell straight to Ilkay Gundogan, but it was just really nice, man. Like it was scripted. Straight into the back of the net, tap in, and it felt good to score. Did celebrate the early Mahrez goal, but yeah, I got to celebrate for real there, man. Joao Cancelo. I remember his first season when he came over from Juventus. Swap deal for Danilo. And everyone laughed. That was a 2019-20 season, right? That was a season Liverpool won the title. Everyone laughed, man. I could remember a few of my, you know, people that I usually talk to and, you know, few collaborators. I want to call no names or anything right now, but they laughed at Joao Cancelo, man. But Joao Cancelo have canceled out everybody and their criticism and their thoughts right now. Because I'm telling you, man, he has been so good. So good. 5 appearances in the Champions League this season. 2 goals, 3 assists. In the Premier League, 13 appearances, 3 assists already. But I think he deserves a lot more credit than those 3 assists because he's been involved in almost everything, man. Almost everything goes through Joao Cancelo. And shout outs to the Portuguese international, though. Hope you get to the World Cup. I'll be sorry for them Italians. But, yeah, with Jorginho playing the way he's playing, you don't deserve to be at a World Cup with Jorginho, you know, missing penalties for fun these days. Did score one, but today, but still. You know what I'm talking about. So, 37-minute Gabriel Jesus, he had a chance. Cleared off the line by Mr. Ben Johnson. That was a brilliant move again. And I don't know how Johnson got back in time to get that one off the line. But City were all over West Ham United. West Ham was actually reeling. They were playing without the ball for a lot. There was a period in the game where the commentator said for the last 5 minutes, City had 93% of the ball. So imagine having to run around in the snow without the ball like that. You're cold, you're wet, you're weary. And that's what Man City does to teams, man. They just wear teams down and they just look miles apart. miles apart under the and seeing that West Ham has been so good this season, it looked like we were playing a team that was struggling, and they're far from a team that's struggling. So 41st minute, Mahrez did hit the post as well. He could have passed it to Gundogan for another tap in, but he chose to go for glory. So it's about the decision making aspect of the game as well. Something that we could work on going forward. 1-0 at halftime. The snow halted and he got cleared off the pitch. And 56 minutes, Sterling on the break. Pass to Jesus. But good save by Fabianski. And then Cresswell cleared and collided with the post. That was a very, very close call where Gabriel Jesus may have gotten another opportunity. But if it wasn't for Cresswell's commitment, they could have went down 2-0 early on in the second half there. So with that clearance there and collision into the post, Cresswell had to be taken off injured. Vladimir Kufal, who's been out of favor because of the rise of Ben Johnson, came on and did a stellar job, if you ask me. And at that point in the game, guys, my iPhone actually overheated because I had it in the pickup against the dashboard, and the dashboard was hot because it was pumping out heat. And I was saying to myself, did they need my iPhone to melt the snow on the pitch? Something? Because I don't see why else my phone would overheat like that. So with that happening, it actually cranked out both the games I was watching. The Leicester, the Watford game as well, because I usually tether from one phone to the other. But what I like with the Peacock app that I watch the games on, it does have DVR feature. So if I miss something, I could always scroll back, which I love. But it always gets spoiled by someone making a tweet on Twitter when goals are scored, or ESPN, a freaking notification popping up, or someone from the Discord server talking about an incident in the game. So, yeah, but big up to the boys in the Discord server, though. So, look, got the phone running again. 75th minute, Declan Rice did get a really good shot off. That was punched away by Edison. That was very good. And if that was a little bit more devilish, it would have actually, brought West Ham right back in the game. That was their first attempt in the second half as well. They were playing without the ball for quite some time. It wasn't the most exciting of second halves, but City were just consolidating the position in the game, and they were just winding down. They were just really grinding down the West Ham United team. So 88 minutes, Sterling with a brilliant pass to Ilkay Gundogan, and Fabianski actually foiled that. That was another good opportunity. Fernandinho came on for Sterling, who I think was struggling at the back end of the game. And it was a short corner taken. West Ham kind of dealt with it, but didn't clear the ball properly. And then Jesus got it, tee up his fellow Brazilian, Fernandinho, who side-footed it into the back of the net. It was really good to see because we haven't been seeing a lot from Fernandinho this season. He's been playing more of a mentorship role, more come off the bench to, show things up. And he did show things up to give us that insurance goal that we did need, because guess what? Lanzini's goal, if Fernandinho didn't put that in the back of the net, that would have been a spectacular and a dramatic equalizer there. And I don't think West Ham deserved anything from the game. And who was at fault for that goal? Fernandinho. A bad touch taken away from the Argentinian, taken away from him. And that was a really good volley off the post into the back of the net to beat Edison. West Ham, back-to-back losses. Not many times we've said that in the recent past. West Ham, back-to-back L's. And that's one against Wolves and the other against City after beating Liverpool. So a bit of inconsistency there creeping into West Ham's game, where they have now lost 4 matches this season, drawn 2. But they are in a Champions League spot, believe it or not. And they're doing well in their Europa League group, where they have qualified for the round of 16 as group winners. So, well played to the Hammers, I have to say, this season. Not so much in the game, but this season they have definitely been playing at very, very, very high levels. And I wish them all the best, though. I really wish them all the best, because I want to see something fresh, man. I don't like to see the same teams up there all the time. I like the fact that we do have West Ham in the mix, Wolves in the mix. You see what I mean? To trouble an Arsenal, a Spurs, a United. You think about Brighton. I want Crystal Palace. I need these teams to keep performing on a consistent basis because I'm really fed up of the monotony. You understand? That's what I mean. I'm fed up of seeing the same teams in the Champions League, in the Europa League, and it's just a breath of fresh air when you see teams like West Ham and Wolves doing well. But look, good win for City. I was relieved that we picked up a win against a very quality opposition, and we're now in second, 1 point off the top. Chelsea, I'm sending out the one in here. Watch yourselves, man. Watch yourselves. You see what I'm saying? Be the man in the mirror and watch yourself, because guess what? I got to say this. One City getting that lead. One City getting that lead. And January comes around when Mendy goes to the African Cup of Nations and Calamitous Kepa is in goal and Liverpool loses Salah and Mane. That's if the African Cup of Nations does happen, right? Because there's been always talks that it's in doubt. Liverpool fans and Chelsea fans will be praying to the football gods that the AFCON does not happen and it gets cancelled. But when January comes along and City goes wild, don't say I haven't told you. You see what I'm saying? And run away with this league thing. And shut up all the haters and the critics. Don't say I haven't told you. Okay? All right. Leave it at that. Leave it at that. You know, I don't want to be too disgusting right now and piss off the opposition fans in here right now. But City second, 29 points. Looking good. 9 wins, 2 draws, 2 L's. Crystal Palace and Tottenham. Not good against these London teams, but we did smash a London club on the day with West Ham. We didn't really smash them. But iron is a tough thing. You can't smash an iron is very hard to smash. You see what I mean? You get it? For West Ham, they're fourth, 23 points, back-to-back losses, as I mentioned. And look, for City, their next game is against Aston Villa. And for West Ham, they play Brighton and Hove Albion. Then they have that London derby coming up this Saturday against Chelsea. And look, West Ham, you could do us a favor. Get something from that game, man. Get something from that game, all right? That's all I beg of you. But what are you guys saying in the chat right now? How are you guys doing? Thriller saying, I hope AFCON continues, but it could get cancelled. Yeah, I hope it doesn't get cancelled, though. I really hope it doesn't, man. 80 Boot is saying cancel it. Villa would also be affected as well. I think, you have Marvelous Nakamba. Who else? Trezeguet. You have, who else, man? Injured Bertrand Traore these days. Might be forgetting a few people. Big up to 80 Booth, the Villa fan in the house, though. Who else we got in there? Robert Robinson, how are you doing? How are you, man? How are you? How's everybody doing, man? AD 744. I don't want the AFCON to get canceled. Don't want it to get canceled. I want the African Cup of Nations to go on. And it has nothing to do with the Premier League. I just want the competition to happen. So, yeah, but the coronavirus situation is always a threat, man. Puts everything in doubt these days. New variants and all that. Where are these new variants coming from, though? You feel me? Like, come on. Where, you know what I'm saying? Like, coronavirus, like, you need to chill, bro. Just chill. Give us a break. Give us a break. The coronavirus really came to prominence. It was around before. Was around for a long time, but mostly in animals, you know what I mean? But didn't really see humans getting the coronavirus like that. And then all of a sudden, back in 2019, coronavirus. 2020, coronavirus. We've been dealing with this thing for the last 2 years, man. Jesus Christ. Fed up already. Fed up. Fed up with all the conspiracies already. This one don't want to take the vaccine because it's a conspiracy. Not everybody's going to, react well with the vaccine. It's normal. Not everybody reacts well when they get $1 million. Some people may spend it in a week. Some may create generational wealth with it. So, stop with the conspiracies, man. Let's just work together and get rid of this god-awful vaccine. I was just about to drink these 2 bottles of water at the same time. Anyways, those bottles are over. What are your thoughts on Manchester City, guys? Do you guys think that Man City are going to go on to win the title this season? Or do you think it's Chelsea or Liverpool? What are your thoughts? Talk to me. What are your thoughts? Big up to Jersey Boy in the house. How are you doing, Jersey Boy? Emmanuel Opoku, how are you doing? Prime Time, how are you doing? So, what we got here? What we got? Big up to everybody in here right about now. Let's move on, though. Let's move on. We got a lot of games to talk about still. And with that being said, let us talk. Let us talk. How many games we got? We got 2 games, right? We got Chelsea United and we got Liverpool Southampton, right? We talked Arsenal. I got to make sure, man, because there was one time I forgot to talk about a Tottenham game. You know, I don't want to do that. So, yeah. Let's talk Liverpool Southampton. Liverpool 4, Southampton 0. The Saints go marching on, the Saints go marching on. Yeah, they weren't singing on the day. It was Liverpool singing on the day. You never walk alone. 4-0. Diego Jota in the second, 32nd. Thiago in the 37th. And Virgil, the big man Virgil, in the 52nd minute. You see what I'm saying? When my son was born, I don't think the first name that came to mind was Virgil. But Virgil van Dijk is a, good player. Handsome guy as well. So, 4-0, resounding win for Liverpool. I expected a big win. 3-0, I predicted. And Southampton, they're going through a transitional period right now, if you haven't noticed. And when I say transitional, just look at the faces that started this game against Liverpool. If you are a regular Premier League spectator, right? A fan of the Premier League, you won't know these guys, right? And when I say you won't know these guys, you talk about guys like Lianco, came over from the Serie A, Perrault, Frenchman, Amanda Broja, a youngster, Albanian youngster from Chelsea, Livramento, a youngster brought from the Chelsea Academy as well. Adam Armstrong came in from Blackburn Rovers, if I, get that right. So it's been a new look Southampton team under Ralph Hasenhüttl, of course, who did get 9-0 in the last maybe not 9-0. 9 put past him in the last 2 seasons. And I thought it was going to head towards a 9-0 jobbing on the day because it was total dominance by Liverpool. It should have been a 9. I'm actually disappointed in Liverpool for not getting a 9-0 win over Southampton on the day. Seriously. Because there were too many chances squandered. 20 shots at goal, 6 on target, 65% of the ball. You should have done more. You should have scored more. It's not good enough. Not good enough if you ask me. No, I'm just kidding, man. You can't put them all away. You really can't. You see what I'm saying? You got to give the other team a bit of credit. You're not playing against a bronze goalkeeper. So, you know what I mean? It's not like there's nobody in the goal. So, 4-0, I think, is a great result for Liverpool, though. But look, in all seriousness, second minute, Jota wasted chance on the break. Liverpool started up brightly, and they really made use of that and recycled it. Mane with a nutmeg on the Southampton defender to pick up Robertson, who has not really been at his best this season. Struggled with a bit of injury, but I think he looked good. He looked like that old Robertson on the day, and maybe he's trying to show to his critics or even to Costa Tsimikas, like, hey, Tsimikas, you need to chill. You've been buzzing a bit lately, and you got to take it easy, bro. This is my spot. Just so you know, this is mine. And that was a really good square for Jota to tap in. So, good stuff there. I think Jota's decision-making prior to that goal was a bit poor. Should have actually passed the ball a bit earlier there. So, 12th minute, Robertson free kick. Good free kick, really good ball. As I just mentioned about Robertson stepping his game up. and it was headed in by Sadio Mane, but VAR actually chalked it off. Offside. The flag went up. VAR didn't overturn. 24th minute, Amanda Broya with a shot saved by Alisson. Look, this is my criticism for Liverpool FC. I know it happens to every team, right? I know. But for Liverpool, I think it's been happening way too often, though. Because I got the microscope. I got the microscope on Liverpool, right? You're letting teams in behind way too often. I know the goalkeeper's job is to keep the ball out the back of the net, but come on, man. Come on. If there was a bit more quality and experience in that Southampton attack, could have been a different outcome. Really could have been a different outcome. I think Liverpool would have still won the game, but you never know. 1-1, Liverpool may have taken a different approach. You see what I'm saying? So, the defense, I think, as I mentioned prior in a previous video, I think is the weakest part of Liverpool's team right now. And I know some people may say, nah, it's the midfield. But if you look at the midfield, Thiago and Oxlade-Chamberlain, they had solid games. I think the defense is where Liverpool's Achilles heel is at right now. It was a good little period for Southampton, but they didn't take advantage of it, and Jota scored a second goal in the 32nd minute. Very good build-up. Salah Henderson and Jota linked up for another tap-in. 2-0 for Liverpool. Brace for Jota. There was a little handball in the build-up there by Trent Alexander-Arnold. But let's hope at the end of the season it doesn't become consequential where goal difference has to separate things and we got to go back and say that goal should have been chalked off. So for now, it's okay. Thiago Alcantara, though. I got to talk about Thiago, right? Because I know, you guys know last season, I really went in and I spoke very negatively about Thiago, but I think it was actually merited. Thiago was not good. And it could be a situation where, like for João Cancelo, he did not have the best first season for City. And then for Thiago, coming over from Bayern Munich, where he had won 1 million trophies during his time there, it was that transition period wasn't smooth. Had to get settled in. But he's been good this season. I got to give him that. Thiago has been good. And I see someone is asking me about Gini Wijnaldum. When you have Thiago playing like that, you don't miss a Gini Wijnaldum. You see what I'm saying? I know, yeah, you'll still miss a Gini Wijnaldum, but you get what I'm saying. With Thiago playing at high levels, he could give you exactly what Gini Wijnaldum would give you. Maybe Gini would be a better tackler and have better work rate, but Thiago with the passing and the goal threat that we just saw in the last two games, one in the Champions League and the other against Southampton. So you guys know me, man. If a player is playing shite, I'm going to say he's shite. Simple. If he's playing well, I'm going to give him his props. There won't be a player playing well and I'm like, nah, I'm hating and I'm saying the player's not playing. Nah, it's not. I'm not going to do that. You see what I mean? So, well done, Thiago, on bouncing back. And let's see if you continue in that good vein of form. But that was a good goal. Poor clearance by Southampton. Thiago with a shimmy, a fake, send the defender the wrong way, and a good left-footed shot deflected into the back of the net. I know, another thing I want to mention, whenever Liverpool concede goals, they like to say, it was a deflection. What are you talking about? It was that was a deflection too. You see what I'm saying? I think it would have gone in at the far post. The goalkeeper would not have got to it, but it was deflected off the Brazilian Lianco into the back of the net. So good goal there in the moment of the game where Liverpool just, put their dominance on Southampton. And, sometimes you're trying to, these words, man, you're trying to get these words don't flow sometimes. But, you see what I mean? But you get what I'm trying to say. But 3-0 there, 3-0 at halftime is exactly where you want to be, whether it's against Southampton or whoever you're playing against, you want to be 3-0 up where you could actually approach the second half the right way, and you know how to approach the second half where you know you got 3 and you don't need to overcommit. Just manage the game, see out the rest of the match. Don't really go too hard and sub off, key players for the next game. And that is exactly what Klopp and Liverpool did. So I think they could have scored more in the first half, but 3 I think is quite a lot of goals to score in the first half though. Look, Southampton tried to react. Subs made. Bednarek Adams came off. And they had Teller and Nathan Redmond on. Mane had a shot saved by McCarthy in the 50th. And the 4th goal came in the 52nd. Trent Alexander-Arnold with yet another assist to his name. Corner falling nicely to Virgil van Dijk, the former Southampton man, who slapped it into the back of the net for a 4th goal. So earlier I spoke about the best right back in the league. And I know Liverpool fans would always say that Trent Alexander-Arnold is the best right back in the league. But guys, come on, let's be fair. Stop being biased. Trent is not the best right back in the league at the moment. He's not. I honestly think he's about 3rd in the pecking order right now, behind Cancelo and Reece James, because Reece James would give you that defensive, let's say, defensive reliable. You could rely on him defensively, while for Trent Alexander-Arnold, you really can't put your house on him. You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to say put your house on Reece James either, but I'm just saying. And Joao Cancelo has just been exquisite with the dribbling, these outside of the foot passes, just his vision, and also in his defensive side of the game, he's been awesome as well. You see what I'm saying? While Trent is on the other spectrum of the defensive abilities. I'm not saying he's a 1 out of 10 defender, but he's average when it comes to defending, man. People may say, yeah, he's above average. No, he's not. But guess what, man? He's only 23 years old. Still have a lot to learn. Still got a lot to go, a long way to go. And when it comes to the attacking side of the game, I give him that. Champions League, 3 assists in 3 games. And for the Premier League, the man has already racked up 7 assists in 11 matches with a goal to go to that. So when it comes to the attacking side of his game, I cannot take that away from him. But defense, man, is lacking big time. So Southampton did get a good break as well in the 53rd minute. Nathan Teller to Armstrong, who I think was awful on the day. Very, very bad on the day. I think he would want to forget this game. That was not one of his best games at all. Adam Armstrong. And squandered. Definitely. I like that Klopp took off Oxlade-Chamberlain, who has been really good though. And I think this is one of the best runs in the team that Oxlade-Chamberlain has had in a while. Because, he's always injured. And coming up against his old team, Southampton, it would have been a joy for him. You see what I'm saying? And Milner also came off. Wait, did I get that right? Wait, let me just get that make sure I get that substitution absolutely right. It was Ox and Milner coming on for Thiago and Henderson, pardon me. But it's good to see him actually get that run in the team. See what I'm saying? Really good to see him get that run in the team, because injuries not been kind to him. What is one of my most memorable Oxlade-Chamberlain moments? I'm telling you, that game, Man City versus Liverpool, when he scored that screamer from distance. I don't think I'll ever forget that goal, man. That one was hard to take as a City fan, so yeah. But he's been really good, though. He's been really good, and he had a shot saved in the 78th minute. Hit straight to the goalkeeper. Minamino did come on for Jota, and it was, unfortunate for him that he didn't get his hat-trick, because he did get a lot of chances. Good, strong finish to the game for Liverpool. And Southampton thrashed once again. So the Liverpool fans would have been hoping that United actually beat Chelsea. But I think for them getting a point off Chelsea would be a good thing. Good thing for both Liverpool and Manchester City, as Liverpool now go 2 points behind Chelsea at the top and 1 point behind Man City in second. But you could see the gap between Liverpool and West Ham is now stretching. It's now 5 points, and we could see the top 3 teams just getting away from the others, where we all have come to the conclusion that it's going to be a 3-horse race for the Premier League title. So it's good, man. 13 matches, about a third through to this in the season right now, and it's shaping up. Chelsea, City, Liverpool. Which one will get the title? You take your pick. Take your pick, man. Take your pick. The Chelsea fans would say it's long overdue after that title under Antonio Conte. City fans would say, listen, back to back, baby. The Liverpool fans would say, listen, it's ours, second one in 31 years. 32. About 32 years. So, good win for Liverpool. I expected it. Don't know why we're all surprised that this happened. Maybe because Southampton did beat Liverpool last season. But I think that was just a rough time that Liverpool had in early 2021. Or let's say in the back end of last season. So, for the Reds, their next game would be a huge Merseyside derby against Everton, and this is the right time to play Everton. I know Everton do show up, whether they're in a bad state. Whenever they're playing against Liverpool, they do show up, but this is a big game. Liverpool are favorites, of course, this time around. And for Southampton, their next game would be against Leicester City, so they would have to bounce back there. After a great period, they have now suffered back-to-back losses in the league. So that's my thoughts on the game. Let me know yours in the chat. Do appreciate it. Talk to me, guys. Talk to me. We do have one more game to talk about, and that's that draw between United and Chelsea. Won't take forever to talk about that one, because on this Sunday, I'll actually like to go up and hang out with my lovely wife. You see what I mean? But big up to everybody, man. Angel is saying, Abel, Dom, lost for words as the Reds men destroy Southampton. Cancelo got terrorized at Anfield, but Dom, you have selective memory. Trent Alexander-Arnold has had multiple good seasons. Bro, come on. Listen. Come on, man. Come on. Come on, man. You know, listen, Cancelo, best in the league right about now. Best in the league right now. Fullback, best in the league. And I say fullback. Let's put, you know what? You know what we're going to do? You know what we're going to do? I say fullback because Cancelo is a right back by trade, and he's playing at left back. Let's do this. Put Trent Alexander-Arnold to play at left back. Let's put him at left back. Let's try that. Put him at left back. Let's see how he do. You could put Reece James at left back too. You could put Reece James at left back. You could put Reece James at center back. You could put him in midfield as a defensive player, and he could give you that. And he's not shabby going forward as well. But I think Trent, attacking-wise, he's really good. You see what I'm saying? He's really good. But João Cancelo has just been out of this world, man. So creative. So creative. Trent get the direct assist because he does take a lot of the corners and the free kicks. But in open play, oh, man. João, baby. It's been awesome. Awesome, man. Guys, if you haven't yet liked the video, make sure you do so. Do appreciate that. We need 4 more to hit 75 thumbs up. You guys have not been liking the video, man. Come on, you guys can do a lot better than that. You could do a lot better than that. Big up to all the members in here. Thriller in here. Big up to Rachel who stopped by. Big up to everybody. Big up to my boy Doug from the Dugout Football channel. He's not in here right now, but do appreciate the continued support from boy Doug. And make sure you guys go and check his channel out from time to time as well. So, Boo Rider is asking, Dom, who do you think City will go for next summer? Kane again? No. We're not going for Kane again. No fuck, you're not going for Kane. No more. No more. We gotta go for somebody else. We do need a striker. I would love to see a hard-working striker, and I think that's what Pep is actually doing. He's probably still scouting for that striker who's going to also work for the team, work off the ball for the team. You know what I'm saying? So we need that guy that's going to work off the ball as well. So with that being said, guys, we move to the last game in today's roundup. I gotta be live again tomorrow, guys. So I'm gonna wrap this up pretty soon. I won't be getting too deep into the Ralph Rangnick situation, but we talk about him. But won't be getting too deep. Chelsea won. Manchester United won. And before we get even further into talking about this match, I have to say I'm very disappointed in this Chelsea team here. Chelsea, I am very disappointed in you. Very, very, very. You should have won this game. You should have won this game. But I think United were actually smart. They took the smart approach here. Not many times we'll say this about United, but Michael Carrick, in your 2 games as interim boss, you did good. You beat Villarreal, and you picked up a point off Chelsea. And if you ask me, I would not have predicted you to actually win any of these games. So I did predict a loss, by the way. So well done. Well done, United, who were definitely short-handed, hampered, handicapped coming into this game, while Chelsea, they had all the guns available. Literally all available, with the exception of a few players dealing with injuries and niggles right now. So, from the notes, Werner, Loftus-Cheek, Alonso, back in the team, Ziyech, Chalobah, Hudson-Odoi. And I think it's a team picked on form and forced by some injuries as well, because it was kind of a new-look type Chelsea team that you would expect a Mount, a Havertz, a Lukaku from the start, an Aspilicueta. But Tuchel actually went in with the aforementioned players here. You take a look at the lineup here. You had a Mendy in goal. Rudiger, Thiago Silva, and Chalobah as a back 3, right? Chalobah purely on merit because he's done well. Alonso because Ben Chilwell picked up the injury, or maybe they would have rotated anyways, right? Jorginho, oh man, let's not even talk about him too much, but we'll get to him. Loftus-Cheek on merit, I think. Kante's injury as well. And Reece James, mainstay at the right back position, but Aspilicueta, could get a look in as well. Timo Werner, I was surprised that they actually went with Timo Werner ahead of Lukaku, because I think Lukaku coming up against his old team United would actually, would have been an interesting one from the start. And if he's fit to be on the bench, why not actually start him? You see what I mean? Like, you paid $135 million for this guy, and you're on the bench against United, right? Hudson-Odoi and Hakim Ziyech purely on merit. I think Ziyech had a good match as well. So for United, their hands were a bit tied, and it was some weird tactics actually applied here by United. Very, very defensive, if you ask me, with no Lindelof, no Maguire, pardon me, and no Varane available, no Luke Shaw. So Alex Telles, Eric Bailly, Victor Lindelof had to do the thing at the back. I think Wan-Bissaka was the weakest of the bunch on the day. Wasn't that good, made a few mistakes and everything, and give away the penalty as well. That United could have won this game, but give away the penalty that Jorginho slotted in. So I think Eric Bailly and Victor Lindelof played a lot better than a Maguire. Seriously. And I like their no-nonsense approach on the day, where I could remember one time a ball came in and Bailly just belted it up in the stands. So Sometimes you need that, though. You need that. And he's had a horrid time at United. He's been there for a while as well. And he's not really done well. But he did well on the day. Well enough to keep Chelsea just to a point. Look, the midfield, I think it was a little too rigid, if you ask me, with Fred, Nemanja Matic, and Scott McTominay, with Bruno Fernandes just a little bit above them. And I was really surprised that Ronaldo wasn't starting this game. And this was kind of weird tactics, to be honest, but it actually worked. But who knows? What if Ronaldo played? Would it have actually worked out for the better or for the worse? But I think good result in the end, picking up a draw against the team that's top of the table, before the game. Marcus Rashford and the goal scorer under the Jadon Sancho. But it is a tough call not to actually start Ronaldo. And Carrick said that he did have a talk with Ronaldo. But if you ask me, Ronaldo starts every time. But I think it's a tactical move where they've been saying that Bruno Fernandes and Ronaldo are kind of occupying the same space a lot of times, you know what I mean? Where Bruno would drift into some positions, Ronaldo finds himself in that position. And who knows, maybe that could actually be the problem with the Portuguese national team too, why they find themselves in a playoff for the World Cup, right? Who knows? Maybe one of these players need to be dropped. Maybe that's what the approach should be. Maybe the team is a bit too heavy. Portugal I'm talking about. And maybe United be a bit too heavy as well. So, look, at the end of the day, we can't really criticize the decisions made by Carrick because it worked. It didn't look like it was working at the beginning, but it worked. It really, really worked, man. Look, what I was surprised to see was this. Mr. Phil Jones on the bench. Phil Jones, who lifted the last title that United actually won under Sir Alex Ferguson. He was there. I saw the picture. He was there. You see what I'm saying? Dean Henderson's situation is also another crazy one because think about what he was doing at Sheffield United, and then he decided to go back to United to try for the number one spot. He was given the number one spot temporarily, but lost it, and now he's a forgotten man. You see what I mean? Maybe he should have stayed at Sheffield, and Sheffield would have been still being a Premier League team, right? But the bench didn't look too strong with a Juan Mata, Diego Dallo. Lingard did come off the bench along with Danny Van de Beek and Cristiano Ronaldo, with Mason Greenwood, who I was surprised to see there, an unused sub, and Anthony Martial. If you look at the Chelsea bench, very, very strong with Lukaku, Havertz, Mount, Saul, who's been a waste if you ask me, Christian Pulisic, who looked bright off the bench, Barkley, I think his days at Chelsea might be numbered, Aspilicueta, Christensen, and Kepa, who can't wait till January hits. He wants the AFCON to actually happen, to get some opportunities, of course. The world's most expensive goalkeeper there. But look, let's talk a bit about the big events in the game, right? Second minute, Ziyech with a shot saved by David De Gea. He should have passed it to Loftus-Cheek. I think what hampered Chelsea in this game more than anything else was the decision-making in the final third, where Ziyech should have passed for the tap-in, but he chose to go for glory. But you got to give it to David De Gea, though. In multiple games, he's just looked good. He's been United's best player this season. Definitely been, without a doubt, the best player this season. And he's been there, you could say, he's been there since the Sir Alex Ferguson days, so you expect that from him as well, to just be an example for the others to follow. Another chance for Chelsea in the 4th minute, and Hudson-Odoi also chose to shoot. He could have passed it, but it was a really good save again by De Gea. But Timo Werner was wide open, begging and screaming for the ball. Who knows? He may have put it over the net. We know Timo Werner, though. See what I'm saying? So, first 10 minutes, it was a really good start by Chelsea. They had United pinned down, they were very sloppy. They looked disjointed. They looked rattled, by the way, at the beginning of the game. They looked like they didn't have a clue what was going on. But the confidence grew, though. The confidence really grew. I think the first 30 minutes of this game was a bit of a snooze fest, if you ask me. especially after the first 5, between the 5th and the 30th minute. I was like, what am I watching here, man? No team was really dominating. No big chances were being created. And it was just back and forth stuff that was really not, easy to look at. But the 31st minute, Rudiger, that shot that hit the crossbar. Oh, man, if that had went in, that would have been awesome, man. Good little fingertip save by De Gea again. And that was the last major thing that really happened in the first half. 0-0 at halftime. I think better decision making by Chelsea would have got them 2-0 up. But it was De Gea to the rescue again for United. And look, when your defense isn't the best, you need your goalkeeper, who is also part of the defense, to come up big and keep you in the game. So, look, the big moment of the match, really big moment of the match, came in the 50th minute, man. Jadon Sancho, who was crowned king of the match, scored his first Manchester United goal in the Premier League. He did get one in the Champions League. So you could see Sancho growing in confidence. I think the last 3 games was actually his best games. The Watford game, he looked good. The Villarreal game as well. And this game against Chelsea, he was on point there, because 50th minute, Ballon d'Or favorite Jorginho, according to the Chelsea fans, of course, he fluffed the skied clearance by Bruno Fernandes. All Jorginho had to do was to face the ball, take it down, but he kind of approached it from an angle, and that was a horrible first touch. Jadon Sancho was right there to steal. He ran in behind. Rashford was there for support, and he used Rashford as a decoy, a dummy, pretended he was passing the ball, but opened up his body to actually put past Mendy, who couldn't come up with the heroics at that point of the game. That was totally against the run of play, if you ask me. And I couldn't believe it, man. United were in the lead. I was actually hitting up my boy Ankit over on Twitter and telling him, listen, man, you got to pray for something to happen here, because you're losing this game, man. I look-key wanted Chelsea to lose the game. As a City fan, I wanted them to drop all 3 points. But, yeah, 2 points is good. 2 points dropped is good. So, Chelsea did get a break. Loftus-Cheek, he actually failed to find Timo Werner, who was in wide open acres. And if he had taken a pass a bit earlier, it would have could have resulted in an opportunity. Timo Werner got an opportunity as well. 58 minute that he just blasted wide. I think with the time he had on the ball, if he had, had more poise, he could have actually put it past De Gea. So, look, Sancho with his first Premier League goal was taken off. Ronaldo came on in the 64th minute. And maybe some are saying, okay, with you being up 1-0 in the 64th minute, Ronaldo, is he the right choice at that time and point? Is he the right player to bring on at that moment? Because if you check the bench, all jokes aside, that may have been the right time to reintroduce a Phil Jones, you know what I mean? Because you have him on the bench, why not? Bring him in. You see what I'm saying? And note I said, all jokes aside, bring him in. Give him the opportunity. Maybe he's the man you need. Maybe he's the catalyst to take you guys to higher heights. You never know. If he's been training and you think he's fit enough and reliable enough to be on the bench, bring him in the game. You see what I'm saying? Bring him in. Have another defender there. Preserve the lead. But I from what I saw, is United were going for this to score more. United were actually, they upped the ante. After they scored, they really upped the ante. And they had Chelsea, rattled a bit. I love the word rattled, by the way. I know the Chelsea fans were rattled too. But they look good. They look really good. They really, really look good. And I think Chelsea at that point of the game wasn't really taking their chances. The amount of corners they had, about 11 up until that point. And they wasn't really making use of those set-piece opportunities. They ended up having 15 corners comparing to United's 2, right? 24 shots comparing to United's 3. It was a game that Chelsea should have never drew. You see what I'm saying? They should have won this game. So United with only 34% possession, 3 shots at goal, 2 on target, would walk away feeling like they just pulled off the biggest diamond heist of all time. You feel me? Because I think Tuchel and Chelsea, you know, they didn't make good decisions in this game at all, man. And it brings the question, again, does Tuchel actually have a plan B? Every time I ask this question, Tuchel actually show me that he does have a plan B too. So you'll see in the next game. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But look, talking about corners, a corner came in and Wan-Bissaka kicked Thiago in the back of his heel. And it was very sloppy because that's Thiago Silva. He was not a threat at that moment. He was definitely not a threat. They had already dealt with the initial ball. And Wan-Bissaka, who I've really lost my ratings for Wan-Bissaka, you know. Seriously. I don't rate him like that no more, man. He's been really sloppy. And to be completely honest, if United ought to do a bit of overhaul, and I think Wan-Bissaka needs to be dropped to the bench, man. Seriously. He needs to be dropped to the bench. He has not been playing well. He really hasn't been playing. I think United could do it. Sorry, Juan. Sorry, Aaron. Sorry, A1. You haven't been playing well. I just want to call you out. You cost United 3 points there. And as a City fan, I'm pissed off, man. See what I'm saying? I'm pissed off. Even though I'm a City fan, I wanted you guys to take all 3 off Chelsea. I'm pissed off, man. You see what I mean? I know people will be like, as a City fan, you're pissed off? Why? Yeah, I wanted them to win on the day. The only time I want United to win was actually today. And they done gone and messed it up. Dropping points. I'm gonna look at it as dropping points from a freaking winning position there. But still, it's good on you that you got a point. Jorginho stepped up and he scored. Scored. Hop, skip, score this time. You know, lately he's been missing a lot of them though. So 77th minute around that time, a few substitutions were made. Chelsea were going for the game. Let's just take a look at the lineup here. You see exactly what I'm talking about. Hudson-Odoi came off, and Marcos Alonso also came off. 4 minutes later, Timo Werner off, and they were replaced by Pulisic, Mount, and Lukaku. Note I said Pulisic, Mount, and Lukaku, not Azpilicueta and Christensen or Barkley. More defensive type players with more defensive instinct. Tuchel wanted this win. So I don't want to hear no Chelsea fan telling me about, yeah, the draw is good. Tuchel wanted this win. He's pissed off that he did not win this game. After everyone's been picking 3 points off United, right? Watford, Leicester, who else? City, Liverpool. A few more other teams have been picking points. Villa, been picking points off United, and you at home, you allow United to pick points off you? Come on, man. Come on, I expected a better performance. I really did. United themselves were also going for the game. You see what I mean? The Ronaldo, Danny Van de Beek, Lingard substitutions was clear indication that both teams wanted the 3 points here, but they both had to settle for one apiece. So, look here. Look here. 82nd minute, Lukaku came on against United, right? Didn't really do much. But 87th minute, there was almost a meltdown here. Edward Mendy with a pass straight to Fred. And Fred, having a brain fart moment, didn't even know what to do with the opportunity. There was a player open for him to actually pass the ball to. Maybe that player was in an offside position. But Fred, man, you had enough time to do something to manufacture a better opportunity. But that chip was horrible. And the commentator said it would have been better if he tried the chip and it went straight over the crossbar, but it went straight into the arms of the goalkeeper, man. And that Rudiger miss at the end of the game, oh my God. If that had went in, that would have been one emphatic win for Chelsea. That would have been an emphatic win. But Rudiger again he didn't hold his poise. He just blasted it. It's like he just put everything behind that and flew over. Big miss. Would have been a winner. Carrick unbeaten as United boss. Ralph Rangnick would be announced sometime tomorrow morning as the interim manager for the next 6 months, and he would actually take on a consultation job, I heard, after, to try to get the club restructured and rebuilt to get back to their glory days, right? So 1-1, 1 point apiece. And for Chelsea, they stay top of the table, but they do allow Man City and Liverpool a sniff, with City being 29 points. So if Chelsea drop points in the future and City win, then Man City will go above and Liverpool could also do the same. So for Chelsea, the next game is against Watford, London derby on Wednesday. So, and then they do have another London derby against West Ham United. So they will be hoping that they actually get more than 1 point in those games. 3, 6 in each. In both, I mean. So for United, their next game is against Arsenal. That's a big one. Historically, a big fixture. I don't know too much about these days with the way both teams have been performing. But Arsenal find themselves above United going into this game at Old Trafford, where they will look to pick 3 points off the Devils. So, look, good point in the grand scheme of things for United there, you have to say, because Solskjaer just got the sack. I know I haven't really said his name too much, but he got the sack after losing 4-1 to Watford, 2-0 to City, a 2-2 draw against Atalanta, a 5-0 loss to Liverpool, and a 4-2 loss to Leicester City, 1-1 draw to Everton, a 1-0 loss to Aston Villa, and another 1-0 loss in the EFL Cup to West Ham United. And the other results not convincing at all. You could even throw in a 2-1 loss in the Champions League against Young Boys of Bern and a 1-1 draw against Southampton. It has been a horrible season. Horrible season for Manchester United. And they find themselves in 8th with 18 points after 13 games. They do now have 25 games to turn their fortunes around, right? It's not all doom and gloom, because guess what? You bring in Magic Man, so-called Magic Man, Ralph Rangnick. You got 25 games to play. You win all 25. That's what? 75 points plus 18. That's 93 points right there. You win the title. You see what I'm saying? So it's not impossible, but it's highly improbable. Okay? Highly improbable. So that'll do it for that game, and that's my thoughts on each and every match this week. 2 hours, 37 minutes. It's now 8:08 local time. I got to get up early in the morning for work. Yeah, I do have work in the morning. Fresh work week. My work week starts on a Monday. And I have to be live again tomorrow to preview the matches coming up during the week for match week 14. There's also a live stream on Thursday. I got to schedule it as well for the roundup. I'll have my boy Liam with me sleeping. Really not the ideal situation, but I think I'll be able to get it wrapped up before he does wake up. The last time I went 4 hours, talked Champions League football. He woke up and everything, and it was a disaster. Wasn't able to clip anything from that Premier League session because of my boy Liam. But it's all good though. Everything happens for a reason. And then we'll be back on Friday again for the preview live stream for match week 15. So it's going to be a very busy week for me. Very busy week. So I'm going to take it easy on Tuesday. Take it easy on Wednesday. I'll be watching the games, but I'll be taking it easy in terms of, going live and all that good stuff. So big up to everybody in here, man. Guys, if you have anything to add, make sure you ask me. What we could do, though, I have 15 minutes. I'm going to give you guys 15 minutes because if I don't do this now, I won't be able to, I'll be way behind, though. Let's just take a look at what's going on in the other leagues, man. Let's take a look. I'm not going to go through each and every game, but I know that Juventus recently lost in the Serie to Atalanta. Let's take a look at what's going on in the other leagues briefly. The standings, just look at the games, see if we spot some weird results and keep it moving. We have to go back a bit though in the Serie, right? We're going to go back around match week, maybe about 11, right? And just scroll through the results to see if I spot anything weird. Already, Verona 2, Juventus 1. Like, Juventus has not been good at all. And that 4-0 thrashing that they received to the hands of Chelsea in the Champions League, clear indicator there. So, Atalanta, Lazio 2-2 draw. Must have been a very exciting game. Fiorentina, Spezia. Fiorentina has been on fire with Dusan Vlahovic doing well. Inter, AC Milan, Napoli doing well. Napoli, Salernitana. Napoli beat, Milan beat Roma there. Big game. And we move into match week 12. Not going to go into the details. Juventus beat Fiorentina. Atalanta beat Cagliari. Venezia beat Roma. That was actually a big result for Venezia there. And let me just click this and see what. All right. David Okereke. Oh, that's where he's at. All right. Sometimes you can't keep track of these. I think he was playing in Belgium. You can't keep track of these guys, man. And yeah, Napoli and Verona 1-1. Verona has been one of the best teams, though. Low key. Hellas Verona. Not the other Verona. That other team is now, got into administration. Lazio, Milan, Inter. Wow, the derby there, 1-1. Atalanta 5, Spezia 2. Juventus 2, Lazio 0. Another big one. Fiorentina 4, Milan 3. Let's click on this one. Alfred Duncan, Dusan Vlahovic, Saponara with the goals. Zlatan and Lorenzo Venuti. Zlatan with a brace there. I think he broke records with that. I think Zlatan is about 40 right now, right? Scoring braces. High level. You have Inter beating Napoli 3-2. So Napoli finally lost, huh? Okay. All right. Napoli finally lost. Roma with these 2 goals to nil over Genoa. And this is the kid that caused headlines, Felix Afena-Jayan. And Mourinho bought him those shoes, and it really caused headlines. So I didn't really talk about that before, but yeah, not so important, I guess. Verona doing well there, as you guys could see. And we get to this weekend, man. We get to this weekend, match day 14. And we see Juventus losing to Atalanta. Duvan Zapata with the goal in a 28-minute. What a player, though. What a player, though. He does know how to get the ball in the back of the net. And I think a player like Duvan Zapata is what Juventus actually needs. Because Morata is just not it, man. He's just not it. Fiorentina losing to Empoli. That's an upset of some sort, seeing that Fiorentina has been playing well. Inter beat Venezia. You have Milan losing to Sassuolo. Oh, today. Lazio losing 4-0 to Napoli, and Roma beating Torino. Anyways, take a look at the standings. Napoli on top, no longer unbeaten, 35 points. Milan second, 32 points. Inter third with 31 points. Atalanta fourth with 28. And you have Roma fifth, 25 points. And Juventus and Fiorentina with 21 points. So it's fair to say that I don't think Juventus are going to win the title this season. 14 points off the top. I think the point gap is way too large for them to catch up, though. So their goal would just be to get into the Champions League. Who knows? You see Juventus in the Europa League next season. Have to end up sacking the manager again. Verona. Hellas Verona. Doing pretty well there. As you guys could see. 19 points. Go down towards the bottom of the table. Genoa. struggling. I think Genoa recently had Shevchenko appointed as the manager. There's been a few managerial changes. We're not going to get into that right about now. Salernitana and Cagliari in the relegation zones as well. But, yeah, these teams look like they're about to get doomed, well, but still too early, So, in terms of the stats, Dusan Vlahovic leads the goal-scoring charts with 11 goals. We have Stuart Immobile with 10. You got Duvan Zapata with 9. Giovanni Simeone of Verona with 9. João Pedro of Cagliari with 8. Lorenzo Insigne with assist. Mario Pasalic, Nico Barella. Theo Hernandez, the left back that I need City to sign next summer. And yeah, not going to get too deep into that. So that's it for the Serie. If you guys have any thoughts on that league, let me know. Who has a better career, Aaron Lennon or Sean Wright-Phillips? Both are fast and pocket-sized wingers. Might be Sean Wright-Phillips, though. Sean Wright-Phillips. Former City man. So, yeah. What else we got here, man? Big up to everybody still in here. All 50 of y'all. Did I miss your answer on what happened to the live polls? No, I didn't put up any live polls. Big up to the obvious girl for becoming a member of the channel. No watch-alongs this week. I don't think so, because watch-alongs take a lot out of me, man. A lot out of me. And let me just double-check something really quick here. I think City's playing on Wednesday. My wife goes to work. I can't do a watch-along for that game. So, yeah, not going to do a watch-along for that game. And let me see what else. Yeah, would it be nice to do a watch-along for the Everton, Liverpool, City, Villa game. But my wife goes to work on that Wednesday. Hopefully, I'll be back in time to catch the start of that game. Maybe not. Most likely not. So, let's take a look at what's going on in La Liga, man. Let's go. La Liga. And let's just take a look at what's going on in La Liga. And what I could do really quick is I could actually change up the background to be a little bit more neutral. Something white there. You know what I mean? Pristine, angelic, heavenly, white. All right. So, match day 15. I'm not going to go too far back, though, because I don't have time. I'm actually ready to get up out of here. I have a lot of work to do. And when I mean a lot of work to do, guys, I have to prep tomorrow's live stream. Why did I do that? I have to prep tomorrow's live stream, and I have to go through each of the 10 fixtures, and I have to write up previews for all of them. Check the notes, make sure I get all the injuries and everything correct. And I'll be doing that tomorrow morning, man. So hopefully I get it done in time for the live stream. But that's why I put the live stream for a bit later in the day. And I think that live stream is scheduled for 8 p.m. tomorrow. It's going to be a late night thing tomorrow. And that live stream is scheduled for when? I can't even, whatever. Late tomorrow, sometime in the night. And I did it because I want to make sure I give myself enough time to prep. That's actually 8 p.m. tomorrow, guys. 8 p.m. And I did it for 8 p.m. so that I could, in case I go for 3 hours, I would still have time to actually sleep. And I put it at 8 p.m. so that when I get off work, if I want time to sleep before the stream, I'll just sleep, You got to take care of your body. So, match day 15. Let's go back to 14 of 38. See if we find some weird results. Real Madrid. Yeah, I did remember this one. 2-1 against Barcelona. And, yeah, we didn't miss nothing, really. And they had some replays of some other things. Vallecano beat Barcelona there. And I think, definitely, Ronald Koeman was in charge back then. Definitely. Yep. Ronald Koeman has since been sacked. And the boy Xavi Hernandez roped in. So let's just go to the other matches here. Sevilla beat Osasuna. Real Madrid doing well. The Barcelona Alaves game, I think that was Xavi's. I think that was Koeman again. Let me double check that. That was definitely Koeman. No, that was Bar 1. Koeman had already got sacked by then. Barcelona has really, they haven't really, there's some games that they should have won that it's like, man, what are you doing? Atleti 3, Betis 0. These other leagues, to be honest, are not the most exciting, if you ask me. Every time I tune into this league, I'm like, oh my God, what is going on here, man? Seriously. Look, this was a sick game too. Sick game. Barcelona going 3-0 up, and then Nolito. Oh man, remember Nolito, guys? Former City man, Nolito. You had Nolito, Iago Aspas, former Liverpool man, scoring those goals to come back in the game. I remember Nolito was quite energetic during his City days, though. You know what I mean? So, but Pep cleared house when he came in, though. Pep said, get rid of all these deadbeats out the team. Jesus Navas and all of them, man. I don't like how Pep treated Yaya Toure, though. Just going to put that out there. So, La Liga looking quite boring, if you ask me, though. Seriously, nothing exciting, really. But Xavi comes in and he looks good. Did pick up a win over Espanyol. Espanyol should have actually drawn that game, hit the post a couple of times. Raul de Tomas and a few chances. I can remember Woulé, quite lively in that match as well. But Real Madrid is a team, man. They've been on fire this season. Beat Granada 4-1 there. And we go to match day 15, though. Let's talk about this weekend games. I was just catching up there. Athletic Club 2, Granada 2, Alaves 1, Celta 2, Valencia 1, Rayo Vallecano 1, Mallorca and Getafe 0-0 draw. Barcelona beating Villarreal 3-1 yesterday. Let's click on this one. Woo! Frankie de Jong. Samuel Chukwueze 1-1 going into the late stages of the game. Memphis, don't call me Depay, scored in the 88th. And Philippe Coutinho, that was not a convincing penalty. I did see that penalty in the 94th minute to give Barcelona a win there. So Xavi Hernandez, his era has started really brightly. Unbeaten, right? What, 3 games? Espanyol, Villarreal, and the game against Benfica, right? I think that's what it is. Came after the international break there. So, Betis 3, Levante 1, Cadiz 1, Atletico Madrid 4. La Liga bullies you. You know, so Espanyol 1, Sociedad 0. I know some big things may have happened in a lot of these games, but I'm not really going to touch on these events that happen in La Liga. I don't have enough time, guys. That's what I wanted to do with more Dominic Rich. And I will be actually clipping out some of the things from today's live stream and putting it over on that other channel, though, to get some content over there. Quality content, but I want to start putting some more content. I don't expect it to do well, but I just want to get some content going over on that channel. I'm going to use it as my channel where I'm going to clip out some things that I know won't do well on the main channel, so I'll just put it over there just to keep things going, man. You see what I mean? You never know, man. You never know. Never know. I could have that as my backup channel in case something goes crazy on this one, and I could also put out double content when the World Cup comes around too. So you never know, man. You know, you got to be smart these days. Real Madrid 2, Sevilla 1 today, and tomorrow Osasuna will play against Elche. Heard Vinicius scored a screamer, the 87th minute there. Karim Benzema, Rafa Mir won there, opening the scoring for Sevilla. So he was the hero in the Champions League during the week. So let's take a look at the La Liga table, see what's going on. Real Madrid on top with 33 points after 14 games. Atletico Madrid second with 29 points. They're the holders. Real Sociedad a third. They've kind of, you know, dropped some points in their last few games. I could remember they being top of the table recently. And last 5 games, not in very good form at all. And also in the Europa League, not in very good form. Sevilla rounds off the top 4 with 28 points. And then we got Betis, Vallecano. God damn, you're doing well. Seriously. You know, Barcelona, a 7th. Not even in a Europa League spot right now. But I think things will pick up. The only 3 losses, that's the positive for Barcelona. And when you really check it out, Koeman didn't do a terrible job. But it's just the way they were drawing games, man. And too many draws and an odd loss here and there. It wasn't good enough for Barcelona standards, if you ask me. Bilbao, always there and about. Iñaki Williams and his bro, and, you know, Raul Garcia and co. and all of them. Espanyol. Valencia, 10th. Valencia, they're looking good. 10th. Where's Villarreal, though? Oh, yeah. Talked about. They're 12th. Okay. Villarreal are 12th. Draw Kings along with Valencia. Valencia struggled last season, so it's good to see them doing well. Osasuna doing well. Celta doing okay. Mallorca, okay. Alaves as well. But Granada, Cadiz just outside the relegation zone with Elche and Getafe. With Levante also pulling off a Newcastle, yet to win a game this season. Check the stats. Karim Benzema with 11 goals. Vinny Jr. with 9. Vinny Jr. has scored 9 goals this season. I think he has scored 9 in his last 3 combined, if I'm not wrong. He's really been a transformed player this season. Coming of age. Won me off Betis with 8. Memphis with 8. He's always there and about. He should have had about 15 if you ask me. Joselu with 7. Suarez with 7. Raul de Tomas recently earning a cap for Spain with 7. Karim Benzema also leads the assist charts with 7. Oscar Trejo with 7. Ika Muniain with 4. Jordi Alba with 4 assists. And Yannick Carrasco with 4. That does it for La Liga, baby. La Liga, La Liga, La Liga. Yeah. So, big up to everybody, each and everyone still in the stream right now, man. We just, looking at the other leagues. I haven't done this for some time. Guys, make sure you smash the thumbs up button, and we're going to keep it moving. What we're going to do, guys, we're going to take a quick look at the Portuguese league. Let's take a look at the Portuguese league just briefly. Not going to stay long here at all. But I actually saw something today that a game was actually postponed because they didn't have... Look, let me see. Did it? Yeah, see that? Belenenses and versus Benfica. Portuguese match abandoned after Belenenses left with 6 players. This is crazy. I was talking about this COVID situation early on and how I can't stand it. This is absolutely ridiculous, though. BBC, Belenenses Benfica. Wow. João Monteiro was the 3rd Belenenses player to be injured in the game, and his 48-minute substitution led to the abandonment as his side were left with only 6 players. Belenenses' Portuguese top-flight match against Benfica was abandoned earlier in the second half because the home side had only 6 players on the pitch, having been forced to start the game with 9 men, including a goalkeeper as an outfield player. And this is a top-flight league we're talking about in Portugal. A COVID outbreak had left Belenenses with 17 players unavailable, and their 9 men were already 7-0 down at halftime. Oh my God. And after a delayed break, the team, 3rd from bottom, emerged with just 7 players due to injuries before a further injury immediately after the restart left them with only 6, resulting in an immediate abandonment. A dark chapter for Portuguese football, says Rui Costa, legendary player. Benfica president Rui Costa said his side were forced to play, adding the 2 bodies who could have postponed the game. The league and the Directorate General for Health did not do so. All right. Let me repeat that. Benfica president Rui Costa said his side were forced to play, adding the 2 bodies who could have postponed the game. The league and the Directorate General for Health did not do so. So basically what Rui Costa said, all they had to do was postpone the match because obviously Belenenses was really in a whole lot of problems here with the COVID outbreak. and they didn't allow it. They didn't allow it to happen. They let the game go through, and bam. He says, I quote, "I regret what happened today, a dark chapter for Portuguese football and for the country itself," he said. Manchester City's Portuguese midfielder Bernardo Silva wrote on Twitter earlier in the match, "What is this? Am I the only one who doesn't understand why the game hasn't been postponed?" Sporting Lisbon, third in the table behind Benfica, released statements saying Portuguese football as a whole is seriously harmed today. What is happening, I quote, was serious implications for the credibility of this championship and the institutions that regulate it. They added, what made this situation possible must deserve a deep reflection by all who defend the sport in truth and must deserve national attention at the highest level. It's already receiving international attention and marking yet another dark episode in Portuguese football. Yeah, I'm giving it attention. That's international, right? The game should have never happened. Look at this. The picture taken before the game. Belenenses says, I hope I'm saying the club name properly. 9 players line up before the match. And I think they said, let's just take a picture to document this nonsense that's going on here. 9 players, including a backup goalkeeper playing as an outfield player. Edison would have actually loved this situation too, you know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. Belenenses, who had to field goalkeeper João Monteiro in defense, got off to the worst possible start, scoring an own goal within the first minute. Such was their dominance with the 2-man advantage. Benfica averaged 85% possession. The own goal from Brazilian defender Eduardo Cao, plus 2 goals from Haris Seferovic, 1 from Julian Weigl, and a Darwin Núñez hat-trick had ended any semblance of a contest by the break. Yeah, Haris Seferovic actually, showing up when he does not actually need to show up. Should have scored that goal against Barcelona. During halftime, Belenenses lost Diogo Kalila and Antonio Montes to injury, reducing them to 7 players, which is nuts. The match was called off a minute into the second period as Monteiro, the backup goalkeeper, dropped to the floor, forcing the referee to abandon the game because the minimum number of players, 7, were not on the field. The Belenenses players released a joint statement before match that read, "Football only has heart if it's competitive. Football only has heart if it's really sporting. Football only has heart when it is an example of public health. Today, football lost its heart." And this is actually very, very sad, man. Not the usual team sheet from Belenenses having to play Benfica tonight with just 9 men, 2 of whom are goalkeepers due to COVID outbreak. And not like if you're playing a team like maybe lower in the table, right? Like a Family Sao, or if I'm saying that name right too, or maybe let's say a Pacos Ferreira or whatever, one of them teams, right? You're playing Benfica. You see? Weird, man. Weird. And you see some tweets coming out there. Halftime, 7-0, game abandoned, and it's just sad. Very, very sad stuff, if you ask me. And I'm glad I actually clicked on the Portuguese league because I kind of forgot that this happened. Really forgot. Look, we take a look at some of the matches that happened here on the match day. You could see Benfica 7, Belenenses 0. That was actually yesterday. And I think this was also the club that appointed that lady, as the manager of the team. It's not going to show here, I think, right? It's not going to show here. It's showing Felipe Canjijo. But I think we did cover an article where a lady is one of the coaches. Might be the coaches, but, of this team, if I'm not mistaken. This is sad stuff, man. This is really, really sad stuff here. And indeed a sad day for Portuguese football because this is absolutely embarrassing if you ask me. You see what I'm saying? Let's take a look at the table right now. Benfica, big win there. They 31 points. Sport in a second with 32. And Porto are first with 32. The other teams actually, it's sad to say this, but other teams doesn't matter. They don't matter. Seriously. They really don't, man, because it's like there's no competition in this league. I know recently, like teams like Portimonense in recent past and Braga, they have looked good. A season ago, a two ago, this team, where is it? Family Sao had looked good, But overall, man, Victoria Gimaresh from time to time, but it's a one-sided league. Three-sided, I should say, with Porto. Three-dimensional league. One-dimensional league. Porto Sporting and Benfica, man. Let's move on, man. Let's move on. What's going on in the Croatian league, man? Croatian First League. I've been seeing some things on my my YouTube page about Rijeka and Hajduk Split doing some good things in that league. What's going on in the league, man? Dinamo beat Šibenik 2-1 on the day. Let's just take a look at what's going on in the standings here. Croatia. What? Osijek? Huh? Yeah, Dinamo do have a game in hand. Osijek, number 1 in the league right now. God damn. It's tight at the top. Rijeka, Osijek, Dinamo Zagreb, and Hajduk Split. Could one of these teams actually knock Dinamo off their perch? Let's see. Rijeka recently did it. Hajduk Split haven't done it in a while. Osijek, I don't think I used to know my Croatian league history, but Osijek haven't won anything recently. Maybe they haven't won anything at all. Gorica is a team that were recently promoted and they look good, but they have fallen away a bit. But look, man, what is going on here? They do have 10 teams, and each team play each other, I think, what? 4 times? 3 times? 4 times, I think. Something like, I can't even remember. I can't remember, but let's take a look at this other thing. 36, 9 by, yeah, 4 times. Yeah, you play each other, what? 4 times, right? I think. Something like that. Yeah, am I getting my math right? I think so. It's a lot of times to play each team, though. Instead of playing them twice, you play them 4 times. Which is a lot of times to play a team, man. But that's what it is. The league only has 10 teams. So, yeah. Let us keep it moving. Let us go on to the Bundesliga. Guys, this is just one of those times where, not the Bundesliga 2, but let's take a look at Bundesliga 2, man. What's going on in Bundesliga 2? Just want to take a look at the standings. St. Pauli, that club, controversial club. They could be going up to the Bundesliga. Darmstadt, recently in the Bundesliga. Jan, what is this team? Never heard of this team. Jan Regensburg. Never heard of that team, by the way. Paderborn, recently in the Bundesliga too. Hamburg, they need to get their act together. Schalke, yeah, they might spend some time there. Nürnberg recently there. Werder Bremen struggling. And Düsseldorf struggling recently in the Bundesliga. Ingolstadt, I could remember them in the Bundesliga as well as Hanover. So, very competitive second division there. That's what's going on right now in the Bundesliga 2. What is going on in the main Bundesliga right about now, though? Let's just take a look at match week 13. Let's just scroll back and see if we missed some big results here. Big results. Oh, man, I did miss some big results, though. Let's start with November. Match week 11. Match week 11. Leipzig beat Dortmund. Bayern beat Freiburg. Freiburg pain in the ass to Bayern 2. Mönchengladbach 1, Mainz 1. Leverkusen 1, Hertha Berlin 1. You could see the other scores there. Look, Augsburg beat Bayern Munich. Wow. November 19th. Didn't actually know that happened, though. But that's how I've not been keeping up with the other leagues. But that's why we do these. Hoffenheim beat Leipzig. Haven't been at their best on the Jesse March, if I'm being real. Dortmund beat Stuttgart. Gladbach beat Fürth 4-0. You have Union beating Hertha in the Berlin derby there. And Mainz Cologne playing to a draw. 13. This weekend, Stuttgart beating Mainz. Hertha Augsburg 1-1. Cologne beat Gladbach 4-1. Anthony Modeste hat-trick maybe. Anthony Modeste not even on the score line. All right. So, score sheet. So I don't know why it says score line. Bochum beat Freiburg. Hoffenheim beat Fürth 6-3. What happened here? Ilas Bebu with a hat-trick. Georgina Rota with a brace. Big up to my boy Georgina Rota. Branimir Hergota. Timothy Tillman. And Jamie Llewellyn with the goals for Greuther Fürth. So, that's what's up, though. Exciting game. We got Dortmund beating Wolfsburg 3-1. Dortmund bouncing back after their loss there against Sporting. Chan, Daniel Malin. Erling Haaland. Oh, man. Erling Haaland is back. I thought they said he's going to be back next year. Erling Haaland is back, baby. God damn. City, just sign him already. Sign him. Break the bank. Break the bank, man. Sign him up. Bayern beat Arminia. Leroy Sané with the 71st minute goal. Frankfurt beat Union Berlin. Bayern Leverkusen beat Leipzig. What does the table looks like, guys? Bayern on top. Dortmund in second. Leverkusen, 6-point gap in third. Freiburg. Oh, man, they lost their last 3 games, though. They kind of falling off a bit there. I think that's the team with the manager who's been there for a while, too. Hoffenheim, Berlin, of the Union Persuasion. Wolfsburg, Leipzig struggling down in 8th. Mainz, Cologne, Gladbach struggling a bit there. And you have Eintracht, Bochum, Hertha, Stuttgart, Augsburg in the relegation playoff zone did beat Bayern, Arminia, and Greuther Fürth with 1 point. God damn. No wins, 1 draw, and 12 losses. I feel it for Fürth, man. Not doing too well, man. God damn. Stats. Lewandowski, 14 goals. Erling Haaland, 10. Modeste, 8. Schick, 8. Owani with 8. Thomas Muller with 10 assists. Andrej Kramaric with 7. And Florian Wirtz with 6. Kostic with 5. Karim Onisiwo with 5 as well. So what I want to do, though, I want to actually, let's see who's scoring the goals in Bundesliga 2 there. Sven Mikkel with 13. Guido Bergstaller, now playing for St. Pauli. I remember Bergstaller used to rip it up in the lower leagues, and then Schalke bought him, and he did pretty okay at Schalke, and now he's back beating it up in the lower leagues, man. So, yeah, that's what's up. You're looking for some creative players. You want to do a little scouting. Teams like Newcastle could actually scout from these leagues, you know. And if we could learn from anything, players like Dan Juma, bought by Villarreal from 2nd Division. A lot of players that bought from the 2nd Division and end up being big players like Andy Robertson, you know what I mean? Not Harry Maguire, though. You know, but those players, man, was bought from 2nd Division teams, and they look good. You could scout there. Well, let's go back. Let's go back. Portuguese. Who's scoring the goals in the Croatian league? Josip Dermic, Marco Livaya. You know what I'm saying? Do your scouting, man. Do your scouting. Let's go back to the Portuguese league. Who's scoring the goals over there? Luis Diaz. He's a player that somebody got to sign. He is on a move. Darwin Núñez could be on a move as well. Fran Navarro, Mediterranean, I think he is suited well at Porto. And Otavio with the assists. Rafa Silva, Fabio Vieira. Fabio Vieira has a bright future. Pedrinho, Gil Vicente. I don't know if this is that Pedrinho I'm thinking of. The one that was at Shakhtar. Nah, yeah, that's a different Pedrinho. So, yeah, man. That's it for that league. And let's go on to the Ligue 1. All right, Ligue 1 standings. I don't want to go to the league website. I just want to go to Ligue 1. So, PSG. Oh, man. You know what, man? You know what? Forget it. Forget it, guys. Forget it, man. I'm not talking about this league no more. Forget it. Forget it, man. PSG already won. 40 points, 15 games. 1 draw, 1 loss. Rennes with 28 points. Yeah, it's over. It's a one-horse race. Nice, doing okay. Marseille. Lens is a very impressive team this season. Happy for them. Recently promoted last season. I think Angers. Nice to see these teams doing well. Strasbourg as well. Big up to the boy Steve McCullough. How are you doing? Busy over on the Newcastle channel these days. Monaco, 9th. Doing okay. Nantes. Montpellier. Brest. Lille. Brest. You know what I'm saying? Lille, Brest. Come on with your Lille, Brest. Your ass out of here with those Lille, Brest, man. You see what I'm saying? Get out of here. Nobody wants your little breast ass around here. See what I'm saying? We need more things like nice breasts. All right? Okay? Just remember that. Anyways, man. Look. Down to the bottom of the table. Saint-Etienne really struggling. But it's not over for Saint-Etienne because look at Clermont Foot who started. Clermont Foot, though. Clermont Foot, guys. As you guys could recall, they started it. Remember when we were doing this early on in the season? They started off really well, and now they lost their last 5 games. You could see the form guide right there. Not good, man. Not good at all. Troyes, Bordeaux, Lorient, all struggling. Reims picking up some form. Lille have been really disappointing. But look, with 18 points and look at 26 points, the top 4. Touching distance, man. Touching distance. I'm not looking at the stats. I know, look, Jonathan David, big up to you. Would make a good striker for any team. He usually signs for Liverpool when I did FIFA career mode. Liverpool, that's a nice little striker for you, Canadian international. Gaetan Laborde with 9. Amine Gouiri with 8. Wissam Ben Yedda, 8. Andy Delort with 7. Habib Diallo with 7. Mbappe with 7. Ludovic Blas with 7. Mohamed Bayo, who I think I can't remember if he's Ghanaian or, I can't remember what. He plays for one of them African teams. And Wabi Kazri, even with Saint-Etienne struggling, he does have 7 goals. Assists, Mbappe, Jonathan Klaus with 6. I think Klaus was recently called up to the French national team. Moses Simon with 6. Ludovic Ajoke with 5. And Romain Fiver, what a name, with 5 assists. Messi and PSG. Messi recently scored his first goal. PSG beat Saint-Etienne 3-1 today. Marquinhos with a brace. Di Maria with the other goal. Timothy Kolodziejczak. I remember the first time I saw this player, he was actually at Sevilla, and I used Sevilla as my FIFA career mode team. And Timothy Kolodziejczak, what a name, man. He is a half Polish player. Half Polish player, man. I think he's let me show you this guy. Timothy Kolodziejczak. So it looks like a black Polish mix. Look, Timothy Kolodziejczak. What a name, right? Go Sevilla 2014 to 17. That's when I first saw the player, and played for Gladbach 1 game. He even went and played for Tigres, but only had 6 games. Probably was injured for most of the time. And, well, he actually went out on loan. Sorry there. He actually probably said, I don't like this Mexican adventure. F that, you know. And he went to Saint-Etienne on loan twice, and then he's permanent French youth player. So you could see this guy, you could see, look, right where I want to show you, man, international career. No, personal life. That's where I want to see. Where's the personal life section? I don't know why I'm talking about this guy, but still. You got some Polish background there. Personal life. Kolodziejczak. Damn, where's the information? I think I read something like that before. Yeah, Polish. One of his trainers at the facility was former Polish international Joachim. Yeah, he got some Polish in him, though. So Yeah, but they're not giving much information here on him, though. But it's a Polish name. Anyways, let's keep it moving, man. Let's keep that moving. And let's look at what's going on in the championship, guys. Championship. EFL Championship. Let's take a look at the championship, baby. Sheffield United beat Bristol City 2-0 today. What's the standings looking like? Don't want to take a look at the league, the matches. Fulham look like they're about to come right back up. 43 points. Looking good. Looking good. Who's in charge of Fulham these days, though? Who's really in charge of Fulham? Like, you would expect me to know these things, but these managers change. Oh, Marco Silva. Yeah, I don't remember. Marco Silva in charge of Fulham these days, man. Sometimes can't keep up with these managerial changes down in the championship. I gotta keep it real. Bournemouth, I know that what's his name again? Parker is in charge. You know, Parker, former Fulham man, is in charge there. Let me just verify that to make sure, right? 2-2 against Coventry. Scott Parker is his name, yeah. Scott Parker in charge. You know, Coventry, Mark Robbins. I think he was probably recently appointed to. Coventry has been struggling the last time I checked. But look, let's just go back. Let's not stray too much. West Brom are third with 34 points. But the thing about the championship, where we're almost halfway through the championship season, is that it could change really fast, man. You see what I mean? Look, these two teams will come right back up to the Premier League. Well, Bournemouth hasn't been up for a few seasons, but Bournemouth could get back into the Premier League, and Fulham could bounce right back after relegation last season, right? West Brom, Blackburn Rovers. No, Coventry's doing pretty well. I think the team I'm thinking about is Barnsley. That's the team I'm thinking about. So, QPR, they haven't been in the Premier League for some time. They're in the playoff spots right now. Stoke, just outside. Huddersfield, not bad at all. You got Swansea, who was in the playoffs last time around. Millwall, Blackpool, Middlesbrough. Sheffield United, not too bad. Birmingham, Luton, Nottingham Forest, Preston. It's very tight, you know. Bristol City. And they got a little gap here between 19th, you know, downwards. Hull, Cardiff, Reading, Peterborough, Barnsley, and Derby County. You know, Derby County suffering from all those points deduction that they suffered this season. And it would be a miracle if they could actually climb off the bottom of the table there. They have 4 wins, 10 draws. They would have been on what? That's 22 points. They would have actually been up in about 19th right now. Who knows, man? Maybe they would have been higher. A little bit of morale loss with the points deduction. So 1 point for Derby County, man. Is Wayne Rooney still in charge of that club? I think so. I think so. You know what I mean? Wayne Rooney definitely still in charge, man. It's tough. Very, very tough, man. You know, financial problems and them going into that situation there. So, look, guys, we've been live for 3 hours, 22 minutes. And I did this just to actually go on and touch on the other leagues and just to catch up, though. Is there a league that I didn't touch on that you guys would actually want me to talk about? Please feel free to let me know in the chat. And if you haven't liked the video, make sure you touch on that like button gently or rigorously. Please. So, would be cool to see Blackburn back in the Prem. Indeed, man. Indeed. We need the thing to freshen up, man. Freshen up the damn Premier League. But the team's got to actually survive, though. You see what I'm saying? They got to survive. So, let me see what you guys are actually saying here. Any league? Nah. Scotland League? Scottish League? Scottish Premiership? Let's take a look at Scottish Premiership. Scottish Premiership. Bam, bada, bam, bam, bam. All right. Celtic beat Everton 2-1. Dundee beat Motherwell 3-0. Ross County won. Dundee United won. Rangers beat Livingston 3-1. St. Johnston won. Hibernian to Hearts to St. Mirren 0. So, look, man, only 6 games per week in Scotland. And you see here the standings, 12 teams, 33 points for Rangers, Celtic a second, Hearts a third, Dundee fourth. And I don't know how the league actually works, though, so I really don't. So I'm not going to get deeper into this one at all. Not at all. Not at all. But, guys, I've been live for 3 hours and a half there. So I'm about to just chill, man. I'm about to chill. Big up to Jamal Warren, who says, thanks, Manchester United, from a Liverpool fan. Yeah, you're happy, right? Yeah, big up to Miss Iota, Mr. or Mrs. What are you? Iota Fierce Thompson. Are you a girl or a boy? Big up to Steve. Dom, do the Japanese J League real quick. See Iniesta still doing work. Yeah, good one, good one, good one. The J League. J League. And big up to Al Hilal for actually winning the AFC Champions League as well. So 37 out of 38 matches in the J League. J League got 20 teams, though. That's quality, though. That's quality. You got to give it to Japan, man. You got to give it to Japan for having, 20 teams there. 2021, the year 2021 season. The season ends soon. One more game to go. And Vissel Kobe, that's Iniesta's team, a third. Kawasaki Frontale actually win the title by what? That's 13 points ahead of Yokohama there. I think Yokohama is actually part of the Manchester, part of the City group. I think that's the team that's part of the City group as well. So go Yokohama! Ha-ha! So, look, Samurai, man. Imagine all Samurais on every team. That would be scary. But I do know a few of the Japanese teams because, I had Tokyo FC, a career mode that was legendary as well. I know the teams, though. And not every team, but it might be this team that got relegated that's part of the City group. Damn. Damn! It might be this Yokohama team and not the one I just talked about. Yokohama FC. I know there's one of them. Yokohama FC. It might be the other one, It might be this one. Damn! It might be this one, man. About to get relegated, man. God damn. Jesus Lord. Oh, man. Let me see something. I hope it's not that one, I really hope it's not that one. Oh, my God. Affiliated clubs. Let me see something. Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's that one at all. I don't think it's that one. I don't think it's that one. I think it's a different one, though. I think it's a different one. Yokohama FC. Let me see if anybody know about what I'm talking about. So, yeah, it's not that one, man. It's not that one. It's not that one. It would be sucked. It would suck. All right, let's take a look at the Eredivisie. Eredivisie. Yeah, I didn't take a look at the Dutch league, though. We're not going to go and look at all the leagues. But we could get something good from this because the last time I checked out the Norwegian league, Bodo Glimt done went and beat Roma 6-1 or whatever. So this is what's going on in the Dutch league right about now. Ajax at the top with 33 points. Feyenoord and PSV are right behind, 31 and 29 points. Utrecht, 26 points. Cambuur, who did get smashed by Ajax. What was that? 13-0 or whatever? 10-0? Whatever happened early on in the season? What happened? It was, let's go back. Let's go back to, let me see. Where is the game? That was sometime in August, right? Jeez, where's the blood clay game? They hide in the game, man. Or was it a different team? It was a different team. It wasn't Cambuur. It was a different team. I got the team mixed up. Let me. I swear it was that team. I could swear it was that team. Nah, maybe I got the team mixed up. Let me see. It was Willem II. It wasn't it Willem Twey who got beaten by Ajax though. I think it was them, you know. Nah, I can't remember, man. Somebody tell me who. Who Ajax beat up, man? Who Ajax beat up? Who did Ajax smash up? I can't remember. What I could do is click the Ajax games. All right, let's go back here. I could swear it was... Oh, it was Camber, man. I knew it was Camber. I couldn't find the game for some reason. And how is Camber, after getting smashed 9-0 by Ajax, still fifth? And I actually ran across an article, right, that says, look, check this game. This guy, I think Alex Bangura. Let me click this thing. Let me just click this thing really quick here. Camber. Nah, it's not him. It's not this guy. Not him. It's a different player. Robert Uldrikis. No, there was a player who recently scored a goal, and that was his first goal in like 14 years or something like that. He broke the record that was recently set by Robin van Persie after he returned to the Dutch league. Let me see if I find the article that I saved here. Let me see. Nah, I can't find that. But I don't know. I can't find. Oh yeah, I think I remember where I put it though. I think I remember where I put it. All right. Damn, can't find it though. Whatever. I can't find it, man. I can't find it, but it was something cool. I hate when I have the cool things to share and I can't find them. But it is what it is, man. I have so many things that I could have done, but it's just the time, man. It's just the time and the whole commitment thing. It's just the time and the commitment thing, man. Because sometimes when I get in a groove, I kind of, you know, some things always come up and I can't continue with the whole Dominic Rich, what you call it there, project. But I would actually be putting in some clips over there. So look, guys, it has been real. I'm about to get out of here. Thanks for joining again. We've been live for 3.5 hours. And I'm going to be live tomorrow once again. Got a lot of work to do, guys. There's a lot of work that goes into this in terms of prep, you know, graphics, just scheduling, making sure everything's on point, and all that good stuff. So thank you very much for the continued support on the channel. And do appreciate it, man. Look, we'll be live again tomorrow. We'll talk again. It has been a very good last 6 months in terms of the reception on the channel. I've done great in all departments. You know what I mean? So things are on the up, man. Things are on the up over here. And it's just just going to get better and better and better. You see what I mean? So consistency is key. It's just good to you know, just keep on with it. And it's a lesson for everybody. It's a good life lesson for everybody, man, because goal might be just right around the corner, and you don't want to give up when you about to strike goal. You see what I mean? So don't give up on your dreams. You know, if you have something you're working towards, keep working towards it. Every single day you got to get better, and things, you know, unless you're just not getting results and you just need to do something else. You see what I'm saying? You feel me? Like, don't be crazy, you know? It's insanity, you know? Don't be insane. Keep it realistic. Look, all the best, guys, this week. Hope you have a good week. Enjoy the football. And I'll be back to talk to you tomorrow, all right? So, from your boy Dom, until next time, peace out. Rich Squad. Peace. I know you're looking at me like, oh, God, this guy's weird as fuck, man. This guy's weird. It's good to be weird sometimes, man. Weird is good.